Well, hello. Welcome to the Audio Roast Podcast. We're doing things a little different right now. We're getting ready to do our 5th edition of Tournament of Champions with movie soundtracks. And we are going to draw our movie soundtracks, movies, from a hat. And we're going to do that and take a break so we can get it all in the brackets and stuff. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm waiting for people to join us, but I know that you'll be able to see this on the rewatch. So we're going to go ahead and get with Christy and Nathan. And guys, go ahead. Each of you can draw 8 movies from out of the hat. Feel free to show the hat in the whole 9 yard. There you go. It's yeah. But don't pull the bunny rabbit out of there, whatever you do.
Oh, man.
No bunny rabbits.
I'd not look at it, right?
Are we doing it one at a time?
Yeah, you can look at him.
Yeah, you can look at them. You can, yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Uh-oh. Why can't you hear? Oh, hang on. I know why. Son of a gun. I'll bet you.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Nope, that's right.
I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear. And it looks like they should be able to hear.
My feed is hearing.
Hello, hello.
John, can you hear us?
Got sound.
Okay, good deal. Sorry, Elkie. It was probably your fault, not mine.
We do this. We're doing 8 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, 8 each.
And you
So
can
we
tell
need-
us what they are.
So mine is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Which one? Because there's 1 and 2.
Oh, there's 2. This was number 2.
Okay.
I got Wayne's World.
Excellent.
Ooh, The Bodyguard.
Okay.
The Big Chill.
Nice.
I just got that actually.
Yeah.
Right, down on
Batman
Criterion.
Forever.
Oh. Okay.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Classic.
Jeff
Yeah.
Feely.
Saturday Night Fever.
Oh,
Has to
man.
be.
Related Urban Cowboy.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Nice
I see
tie-in.
what you did there. Back to the Future.
Hey.
Yeah.
Apollo 13.
Ooh.
Got some good choices here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shrek.
Nice. I believe
Batman.
Batman, the original.
The original.
Nice.
What were you gonna say, Jared?
I think that Shrek is the only animated of any sorts that we've got in the hat today.
Well,
Very
Batman's animated. I'm
underrated.
just kidding. But he is.
I mean, yes, but no.
And then my next one, Dirty Dancing.
Nice.
Top Gun, which has one song.
Oh. Yeah, right.
What? It had Take My Breath Away.
Well, I know.
More on this later, kids.
Sorry. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Ooh.
Are we keeping track of how many you're pulling?
I have one more.
Okay.
I think you're at 8.
I have 8, so we're good.
All right. And
Perfect.
the last one is Night at the Roxbury.
Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
Man, this is going to be an interesting episode. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're going to go ahead and start our pre-show, and we'll put all these movies in brackets, and we'll be back in just a second. So hold tight.
Okay.
One.
You might not recognize I go by many names. I cut right through the lies, so wallow in your shame. When nothing makes it better, I'll step right in. Just another table favor to hide your sin. No matter if it's now or later, you crawl or rise. There's a necessary evil begging in your eyes. Slowly, you're drifting away. In time, you'll learn to be afraid. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel a thing at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head above it all. Come on, come on. Succumb to gravity. What's living to fall? It's a such a tragedy to miss out on it all. 'Cause I can feel you needing to satisfy all those other voices saying to run and hide. But I don't think you'll find a feeling that goes to show. But in any way you want, you're giving me control. Slowly, you're drifting away. In time, you'll learn to be afraid. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel anything at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head above it all. Come on, come on. The haziness. I don't wanna think it anymore. But the nothingness never was a friend to anyone. Come on, come on. I'm sure I'm walking away, and we both know that you won't be okay. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel anything at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head above it all. Come on, come on. The haziness. I don't wanna take it anymore. But the nothingness never was a friend to anyone. Come on, come on.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm putting too many buttons on. All right, so hello and welcome to the Audio Roast Podcast. I am your host, Jared Isaacs. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday afternoon. Be sure to check us out right here on Facebook if that's where you're watching. While you're watching, be sure to like the page, share the stream, and tag some friends. Also, give us some, likes and loves and laughs, that kind of stuff as we're going along. If you're checking us out on YouTube, be sure to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel so you get more of our future content and stuff. And if Twitch is your thing, you can catch us on Twitch as well. You'll be the only one. Also, you can check out audio-only versions of the show available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you find your audio podcasts. It's 2021, folks. You know where to get it. You can also become a Patreon member. We would encourage you to check it out at patreon.com/The Audio Roast Podcast. There you can find special bonus content and early access to upcoming shows and events, even live events. And your support allows us to keep doing what we're doing each and every week right here on the Audio Roast Podcast. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, playlist. We don't have one this week because we're doing Tournament of Champions this week. So do check out past playlists and past audio episodes available on both Spotify and iTunes. You can also go to our website, audioroast.com, and get all the links to all this stuff, our Patreon, YouTube, past episodes and audio episodes, all that in one quick little place. So that's what we've got. Oh, we're going to jump right into 7 songs in 7 days. So let's jump right into the list. I'm going old school. I wrote it down this week. So in the number 7 spot from Mindy Carter, we've got In Chains by Shaman's Harvest. Here's the deal, too. There was not a bad song on... There was nothing I disliked. I'll put it that way on this week's 7 songs in 7 days. So shout out to everybody that participated this week. All good stuff. Some of this was really hard for me to rank. What's actually really funny is I listened to them at the end of last week when you guys sent them after the show, and I had them kind of in a rough order. And I listened to them again today, and I'm like, I reshuffled a lot of things. So it's crazy the things that can change within a week and kind of what you're feeling. So coming in at the number 6 spot from Tara Fritz, we've got Funeral by Lucas Graham, a great song. It's a sad song, but it's got kind of a twist on it. It's like the whole celebrate at the funeral and that kind of thing. And for me, like, I'm a sappy, sensitive guy. I want, if somebody's passed away, like, I want to have that sappy moment there. So just didn't quite connect with that one as much. And the number 5 spot, though, Chris Hankins gave us, was it 26 by Charlie Daniels? Good song. Actually, one that shoot me now, I'd never heard of before. If it wasn't Devil Went Down to Georgia, I probably didn't know it. So that's that. In the number 4 position from Christy Pressler, we've got Better Without You by Evanescence, a fantastic song. I enjoy Evanescence a lot, and it's good to hear them still alive and kicking and doing some great music. Speaking of great music, Brian Betancourt came in at number 3 with Liberate by Disturbed. As you can tell, I was kind of back and forth between like, oh, I like the sappy stuff, and then I like, I want to rock out and headbang and stuff. So good stuff. Thank you, Brian, for that. And the number 2 spot, though, this one was back and forth. We have 99 Red Balloons or 99 Luft Balloons by Nina. Really good song. It's an all-time favorite of mine. I enjoy the beat. I enjoy that 80s nostalgia feel to the song. Great stuff. But in the number 1 position, for personal reasons, probably this week as well, coming in the number 1 spot is Abigail Burbridge with In Case You Don't Live Forever by Ben Platt. My gosh, now that's a song for a funeral or kind of the afterlife type song that really hits home. It's great stuff. Talks about what needs to be said in case you don't live forever. So really good stuff. Congratulations to Abigail Burbridge for number 1. So now then, is the time to go ahead and use the hashtag 7 and nominate your 7 songs in 7 days. Just any song, any genre, any style, or any decade. Just make it a song, and we'll give it a listen over the next 7 days and give it a rank because we can. Now, I don't have any fancy graphics for some reason for this, but what did we do last week? We did some Talk and Shop. We did Talk and Shop number 6, where we just kind of, there was no real.
Just talk shop.
We just talked shop, man. That's all it was. Let me unmute you there. We just talked some shop. So we did do some trivia and stuff. And by the way, I still have 2 prizes that people have won that I have not yet seen. So whenever I see you, I will give them to you. I know Brian is down in Atlanta today. So when you get back from Atlanta, Brian, we've got some coffee for you. Holly, we've got some coffee still here waiting for you as well. So, but today we're doing our 5th edition of Tournament of Champions with movie soundtracks. And we've got some really great guests today that I'm excited to bring to you and introduce you to in case you don't know. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a minute. So stick around.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at the Audio Roast Podcast at gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Audio Roast Podcast. So, I am I feel like I'm rushing around everywhere today, but I'm pouring my cup of coffee for today. Let's see here, Josh. Let's go ahead and kick things off and see what we've got. Oh, we're gonna jump right to the comments. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and tell them what we're drinking. I don't know why the graphic for this is not there, but we are drinking some breakfast in a. Uh-oh, what had happened? Oh,
Check. There I am.
That's what had happened.
Yeah.
We're drinking some breakfast in America. Let's see here. There you are. Hey, Josh.
Here I am.
Here I am. So yeah, breakfast in America. Tell us a little something about that.
Okay, well, breakfast in America is a light roast morning brew. It's nutty, sweet citrus, and dark chocolate.
How about them blueberries?
Tastes good.
Yeah, even though it's not breakfast time,
That's
we're
right.
still gonna keep it in rotation. Some good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, now that I've got all mine fixed up. See, I didn't even have my cup of coffee ready. That's how out of sorts I am. All right, so now then, let us go to the comments. So I hope that we don't have audio issues all of a sudden. Right now, is everything? Can you hear everything? All right. If so, we're good. If not, let me know what it sounds like, and we'll see what we can do. So Brian says hello from Atlanta. Yeah, Mike says funky audio going on also. Fun day Sunday. That's right, Elkie. And Paul Carson's here with us. Paul says nice. Yeah. Really enjoy the stuff with Cassandra and oh Lord, I just forgot his name. The Stone Sour guy. In the Life Project. I think it's really good stuff, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm also excited to hear this new Paralandra stuff. David says somebody stripped over the cord. I agree. All right. Kim Garmery says #7, moving right along, Fozzie Bear and Kermit the Frog. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. Kim, are you traveling or are you back home? Wondering minds must know. Speaking of Garmery, Scott Garmery is here with us and says #7 Ending Days by Paradise Lost. All right. And Julia Leigh Cobb says #7 Garden of Eden by Guns and Effin' Roses. Enough said. CJ Garmo with us as well. #7 Kids See Ghosts Reborn. All right. Congratulations to the winner of the song. Yes. Congratulations to Abigail. Oh, I don't know why my comments jump around like that. Christopher says, I got to get me some of that fire rock and roll coffee. As many times as I've been there, I have still yet to try any. Well, my gosh, Christopher, it's good stuff, and you are missing out, my man. We've got, stick around because we're going to be giving a bag away of some breakfast in America. So it's enough to make a pot, and you can try it. So just got to, know the right answers or something. We'll figure out what we're doing for this week's giveaway. Brian Betancourt says, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. Uh-huh. I see what you did there. And Elkie says, #7, Love Will Win by Paralandra. All right. Kim says, sounds good. I can hear you. Good stuff. Josh Rand. Yes, thank you, guys. I knew his name was Josh. I couldn't think of his last name. Mike says, audio is fine during the Life project video. The audio was really wonky. Didn't do the song justice. So yeah, I'll replay it at the end of the episode. And now that I've made my adjustments, and hopefully that'll sound better.
Also, we're broadcasting in mono. So
there's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
So if you're looking for a stereo sound, you ain't going to get it.
Right. What he said.
What I said.
So Josh, how many do we have? Is that 7?
We need one more.
We need one more. Autocorrect changed it to product. Yeah, I figured. No big deal. But you did make me second guess that, Mike. I was like, wait a minute. No, it's project, right? Not product? Yeah, project. All right. So we need one more.
We were just talking about Mike McCord.
We were
earlier.
just talking about
We were talking
old
about-
Mr. Photography Man himself.
That's right.
Mike, when are you going to be making your way to Springfield and shooting some bands again, man? We were talking about the good old days, and where's Mike McCorder been? So, speaking of back though, and Mike McCorder being back, I'm glad to see the mustaches back on Mike McCorder.
Is the mustache back?
Well, I think he's doing the goatee thing, but
yeah.
as long as he's got something up here, he doesn't look like a kid.
No, you're just a fan of the mustache.
I am.
You're a stash fan.
I am. Chris Schneider says #7 Love Bomb Baby by Tiger Tales. Got it. All right. And that'll wrap up
I
our
saw
seven-
Chris the other day.
Did you? I haven't
Yeah.
seen Chris in a minute.
Yeah.
I need to
We
hug
were-
that guy's neck.
I was loading up my gear for the gig we did the night before.
Let me guess.
and-
He waited until it was like you had almost all of it in. And he's like, hey, you need a hand?
No, not even that. I had already gotten everything in our car, and he's like, "Hey, Josh, sorry I didn't come out and see you guys last night." Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
He's
at
been a
least you were
busy
here
guy.
not to help load out. So
Indeed. So for an extra, in case we need it, Josh, Paul Carson says, You're to Blame by Mammoth with Wolfgang Van Halen.
okay.
Got it. Mike says, Nobody is more happy than my daughter than the goatee is coming back. She hates it when I shave. Hey man, you look like a kid. If I shaved mine right now, I would feel like a kid too. So I get it. All right, let's go ahead and move on and meet today's guest. Oh, I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still
Bye,
in-
Josh.
Hey, thanks.
All right, so our first guest, many of you know and have seen her out and about in many different local music establishments. Let's give it up for our good friend, Miss Christy Pressler. What up, Christy? How's it going?
Doing good. Hope
Good.
Everyone else is doing good.
Yeah, thanks for being here and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
Well, yeah, it feels weird to not see your comments as we're going through. So I'm glad to have you here because I'd feel naked without you.
Well, no
baby,
autocorrect issues.
baby.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, thank you very much for being here, Christy. I appreciate it. I think we're going to have a very fun show today. All right. And our next guest, some of you may know, some of you may not know. I didn't know until I think like 4 weeks ago, something like that. Actually, for those of you that know that we have our own Audio Roast coffee available at Classic Rock Coffee, the Pop-Tart flavor stuff. When we were formulating that, this guy came and was chatting with Nick, and Nick Kreider, was talking and saying, hey, you guys should, there's commonalities there. You should have him on the show. And I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, he's really into movies and stuff. I'm like, perfect. Guess what's on the books? So go ahead and welcome at this time, Mr. Nathan Jones, not James.
Well, hey, everyone.
Yes. How's it going, Nathan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Thank you so much for your time and for being here with us.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm also excited to meet everyone and all the people in the comments section too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're our own little community that's constantly growing and welcoming new people. So we're happy to have you, man. All right, so let's see what we've got next here, Josh. All right, so Tournament of the Champions is getting ready to happen. Let's go here. And what I'm gonna do, all right, enough of that noise. I thought it'd be cool, but it's already too much.
It is annoying.
Yeah. So I'm going to, because I thought I had this all planned out that I was going to be able to do this during the pre-show part, but technical stuff doesn't like me, so you know how that goes.
Imagine that.
I know, right? So in the meantime, Josh is going to tell you a little bit about how his show went at Carrie's this weekend and when his next show might be.
Our next show. Well,
Actually, let me do you.
Hey,
you go.
there I am. So we played at Carrie's Friday night, and it was really packed. We had a good time.
So much fun.
I'm actually
So
going
much fun.
I'm going to take you off camera for a second.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay. So Christy was there.
Of course.
We celebrated Jessica Jones's birthday.
Much love to
Much
Jessica
love
Jones.
to Jessica Jones. I don't know if she's on here, but she is. Happy birthday once again.
No relation. But
No. All you Joneses are related
Can you
Everyone's
eventually.
imagine?
just trying to keep up with us.
Can you imagine you guys being the one to connect them together? Lost family members.
That's right.
That's what this show is all about.
Yeah, that's what music does.
Mhm.
It brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of bringing people together, you can bring people together next Friday night at Shuffle. That's our next gig.
Ooh.
gonna be a fun time.
I'm hitting all the wrong buttons all at once. It's great. It's great. So glad we're live. This is so great.
I enjoy being put on the spot. I mean,
Right?
so
It's a good thing.
I don't know.
hey, look at that. Everything's coming up.
Well, only for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope. If not, oh well. So I need to adjust. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So much stuff. What is actually happening here?
I'm just seeing how, since I'm already short as it is, the screen's making me even shorter. I didn't think that was possible, but apparently it is.
Well, look at there. What's going on?
Oh Lord.
And I had to adjust my seat lower.
Yeah.
shorter.
There you go.
Never had that problem before.
Yeah, I feel you.
The trade-off is sciatic pain when
Yeah.
you get older.
You're right. Yay. Yay. Yes.
All people.
So, Christy, have you seen any new shows? Any good shows this weekend or past couple?
Well, of course, Identity Crisis,
You
which
saw
is
us,
great.
but I'm not asking for like compliments. Anybody
Everyone
else?
deserves a compliment, sir.
Oh, well,
But
thank you.
also Plush, I got to see them last
Yeah,
night.
I was there too.
And they actually
Hung out
play
with-
some new stuff. If you're familiar with Plush, they definitely are cover alternative band and the fun stuff. Brian Lawson's the bassist. He's in several bands in the local area, and just a great time and great people to be around. And
He's played with the Osmonds.
He has.
He has.
Mhm.
He's even played with Greg Frazier.
Has he? I think that was the Dropouts.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it's just good stuff. I know either last weekend or weekend before, Red Light Runner did their debut at Ernie Biggs, and that was a packed
Yeah.
show, and it was
I
so
heard-
much fun.
I heard about that. I've never seen a
Mhm.
live band play at Ernie Biggs. I've only seen like the two pianos, and I have seen like
Mhm.
somebody with a guitar kind of thing, but I've never seen like a full band there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's something they started like. They were probably one of the first bands that they had do that. So
I think so. I think maybe one other band was before them, but it was maybe on an off night or like a Thursday night or something like that.
right.
But yeah, they killed it. And the sound man, Matt Baker, shout out to him. He did such a great job at that night, and good times for sure.
Matt
Definitely
always
support
does a
your
great
local
job.
people for sure.
All
Nate,
right.
have you seen anything?
Actually, the last show that I went was actually Moon City back right before the shutdown. And then,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Nick Ryder and company.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I plan on this summer going hopefully to Chicago because there was I guess an Anthrax and a Converge tour, which I'm
Really?
super excited about.
Wow.
Hopefully they'll bring that back, and I'm
With Joey or without Joey Belladonna
uh,
and Anthrax.
hopefully with Joey.
I hope
I
so.
would assume so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. But yeah, that's what I look forward to because I'm a metalhead. So
Have you heard?
I'm finding that we have so much in common. It's ridiculous. This is great. I love this.
Have you heard Anthrax's version of "Carry On My Wayward Son"?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No. I
No,
don't
that's
think
Guar.
No.
Oh,
Anthrax did a
R.I.P.
version of
Guar.
it, and if you play the songs like on top of each other, they're like note for note.
oh,
It's freaking amazing.
gotcha. Then it's something different for sure. Guar did a cover of it, and it was
It was like a live thing.
yes,
I've seen that.
it was
yeah.
fantastic.
I need
That's my preferred version now.
I need more Anthrax and Public Enemy collab.
Right?
I need more of that. That's,
Also, Scott from Anthrax, his other band, The Damn Things, they were here
Mhm.
in town. That was such a good show. And Scott was right there in front of me. I got to see his Glorious playing right there. It was great.
Did you see any good shows in China?
no,
No.
I almost there was actually so I was there. Everyone who's watching is like, where were you? And yeah, I was there to teach for 4 months, and this is before everything kind of went south in the world. Yeah, there was actually a band that actually was coming over there. I think around the same time that I was there, and the name is literally escaping me. It's a band a lot like Neurosis. I don't know if anyone knows that band, but it's a lot like that. And but no, I did not see any live music there, unfortunately.
What'd
Wish
you
I did.
teach over in China?
I taught public speaking.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, everyone's favorite.
In Chinese?
And English.
Oh, okay.
I only learned a little bit of Mandarin.
Mandarin is one of the hardest languages to learn, from what I've heard.
Yeah, like one word it has 4 different like enunciations. Just depends. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
And-
very vowel based.
Mhm.
And if you like screw up your vowels, it can totally mean something else.
I had a couple of moments like that.
Yeah.
Just ordering food.
And they brought you like a hand or something.
Yeah,
Rubber band.
yeah. Well, once in China, I can't say.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I could do this too, so we can see the comments.
Probably could.
See what everybody's. I'll let you handle that, Josh.
Checking comments. Where are the comments? I don't
Oh,
see
yeah,
anything.
you can't.
I can't see
Up
anything.
behind
Thank you, Julia.
I will. I will look at it on my phone.
Yes.
Okay. So nobody's more happy than okay. Got that one. Elkie was sorry she missed us. Well, you missed a lot. There were a lot of people there. We had some guests on stage, and we had Jimmy James and Chris Palmer on stage helping us out at one point. Did you hear Southbound Bar changed to Kiss Bar and gonna do more rock and metal?
I hope that they invite other genres. You know, because there's a lot of different things that need to be exposed in Springfield. Hey, looky here, we've got somebody from Twitch. Says, let's see here. CJ Draws and Games says, "Hi, how's everyone? We're doing great. Having a great Sunday.
Yeah,
Thanks
we're
for
doing
joining
good.
us." I'm always curious when we have new people where you're joining us from.
I hope that this Kiss Bar, what all the bands do, they have to dress up as Kiss.
That's
Yeah.
actually the exact comments I put almost. I said, does this mean we have to play like all Kiss songs?
Everyone,
Yeah.
Well, everyone, yeah, and the different genre that band plays, like you have to do a different rendition of it.
Yeah, I'm so down for that.
Yeah, they look like they already posted some events for the upcoming months.
Oh, really?
Already different kind of bands already getting started there, and like they're going to do a Green Day tribute and I believe Alice in Chains tribute. So they're already on the ball and getting events, taken care of, and definitely shout out to Dan, everyone that is a part of Shuffle, because they are great people, and I hope we don't see the last of them, and they're around for sure, because they definitely been helping out, especially last year with the COVID situation, and they did the summer concert series for people to see at home. And
yeah,
so
I agree, Christy. That's a great point to bring up. Shout out to Dan and, like you said, all the other people there at Shuffle, Jeremiah, everybody that's been a part of that. It's been quite a thing to navigate, and I hate that we made it this far into it, and but I'm sure there's a lot more going into the equation than just COVID.
Show
So,
must go on.
That's right. Speaking of which, we're halfway there. I'm moving right along.
Well,
in the snail's
Julia
pace.
Lake Hobb. Julia Lake Hobb.
We're
The
not.
best
Are we
Dan-
them? We're not them.
No, I'm doing my Dan impersonation of
Who's that? Who'd he ever beat?
Of,
Just joking.
I'm joking.
anyway, Mr. Old Spice Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Julia Lake Hobb says, "Well, Christy, you look tall in the saddle yesterday in that picture you posted. Maybe I missed it."
Yeah.
I was in
Did you actually put it in a quarter, by the way?
Say what?
Did you actually put it in a quarter, by the way?
Yes, I actually tried. But those machines, they want a whole $1 now.
What?
A whole
Yeah.
dollar.
Yeah, they want you to do a whole $1 in quarters.
Times
And
have changed.
yeah.
Okay, so
So does that mean you get to ride it
what
for an
type
hour?
of machine are we talking about?
So I was in Princeton celebrating my sister's birthday, which is
Okay.
today. So happy birthday to my sister Leanne. And we were just sightseeing before dinner, and I forgot, Julie Lake Cobb, you caught the name of the shop. You may have to post it again. But yeah, we were just killing time, and I saw the little automatic machine in front of the store with a horse. I'm like, I'm going to get on this and have some fun. And there's a nice little picture of me, striking a pose, and got a good laugh for a lot of people. So just me
Cool.
being me, little goober here.
Chris Snyder loves Guar. That's no surprise. At least loves the
they're just
Guar version.
They're just lovable people.
They
I mean,
are.
well, people, not the right word.
Characters.
They're aliens, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are aliens. That's their backstory.
feel
Mr.
like doing a
Perfectionist
Wayne's
over
World.
there. Gonna make them all lined
We'll do
up.
that
Yep.
later.
Right, yeah. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. I've got 2 more to go.
2 more to go. So we got to waste time for 2 more
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, If I was
All right.
thinking ahead, I would have had some cool
We
music
could
playing or
have,
something.
yeah.
What was I thinking?
CJ's from France.
DJs from France.
Oh, that's cool.
So what's funny is we were talking about Mandarin. I took French in high school.
I also took French in high school.
24 years ago, and like I can only say a few things in French. One of the only one that really sticks out to me is "Je ne joue au tennis," which we'll see if he knows what it means. I'm sure he does. Do you remember what? Do you know what it means?
I took French 12 years ago, and the only thing I said is just nonsense because it rhymes, and it's excusez-moi, il fait froid. Excuse me, it is cold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Comme si, comme ça.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked, je ne joue au tennis. Do you play tennis? Or je ne joue au football?
Yeah, Bibliothèque and Pamplemousse. I got that from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Their French song.
Oops.
So Julia says her band Bender volunteers as a tribute to wear Kiss makeup for a show. Although everyone but me will be fighting over who gets to be Gene Simmons. And we're a 5-piece band, so that has to be a repeat somewhere.
There you go.
That reminds me of the Kiss guy from one of the Foo Fighters shows. They
Oh,
went
that
on
was
tour a
great
couple years
stuff.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the whole thing was probably rigged, but it was still great to see. The guy killed it. They got him on stage, and they called him Kiss Guy because he had
Mhm.
Gene Simmons makeup, and they did Monkey Wrench and killed it. It was great.
Yeah. And yes, I did say Julia Hobbs name right.
All right. I think we're getting
5
there.
and 10. Are we getting there?
It's some-
Finally.
Something's happening. I'm just waiting on the computer at this point.
And yeah, the store is Dick's 5 and 10. That's what it
Yes.
was called. It's a really cool place.
That's near the French Quarter or whatever that
There's a French Quarter in Branson.
well, it's supposed to look like the
It-
French Quarter.
Or by
The-
the landing, I know.
The landing, yeah, it's supposed to be modeled after the French Quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Everything
Anyway.
5 cents and 10 cents.
Yeah.
Still?
Not really.
Oh, shame.
I mean, if it takes $1 to ride a mechanical horse, then
Yeah.
so be it.
But still, that seems like a bargain.
Right? I mean, hey, probably the best dollar I've spent in a while.
Probably.
All right. There it's loading finally.
Load.
Let's see here. If I can get oops, I totally hit the wrong button. There we go. Here I am.
Hey, there
I'm
you
not
are.
just a voice anymore. I'm back. Oh, sorry. All we see in the house is that, but everybody saw that. So just so you know, that'll happen periodically. That's like an ongoing inside joke for anybody that's actually been on the show. It's like, whoa, why am I just seeing me? But nobody at home sees what we just saw. So that was funny. If you missed out, you missed out. Cred. I just realized I did that wrong. Not all of that, just one little button. I just don't. I'm very secretive about my behind the scenes stuff. You know?
So,
Jared.
For real.
movies. What is it about movies that you guys like? I mean,
For me, it just
why the obsession? Why?
well, I'm the youngest. Grew up young. I'm the youngest out of 7, and obviously, when you have siblings, you want to be away from your siblings. So, just watching movies on my own time, just kind of daydream into those movies, and especially, when you're stuck home, not be able to do anything. If you're going outside for a little bit, or even with your family, watching those movies, it's just that nice tender feeling you get when you're just sitting there, like having a nice warm cup of coffee. Speaking of which, but for me, it's just always been a nice thing, nice reflection of pausing, just taking a minute to yourself, and just kind of get away from everyday life for a little bit.
So
Okay.
it's kind of some escapism in there then.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the oldest of 2, so I also had to escape from my younger sister. But I've always loved stories, and and all different types of stories. And I mean, I grew up with probably fantasy and sci-fi and horror and a bunch of that stuff, and a lot of those movies. And now I love romance and drama and literally all of it. And so comedy. So I go for escapism, but also learning to connect to other people that aren't. And they're in different spots of their life, and also just have different life experiences. I mean, obviously a lot of the times it's fiction, sometimes it's nonfiction, but for the most part, I enjoy connection with other people. And for some reason, I think movies do a really good job of connecting to people and into things that maybe we don't expose ourselves to in our own life. So that's how I see it. And so escapism plus that.
Is there a particular genre that you guys are fans of? I know Christy likes horror.
Yeah, definitely classic horror from early 1930s to Bela Lugosi
Mhm.
to, Nightmare on Elm Street. I got to meet Robert Englund that played him, and this one tender moment for me because he's such a lovable guy in real life. It was great.
See, I
And-
knew him from V.
Mhm.
Do you remember that
Yes,
show?
that short-lived show.
Yeah, very short lived. It was a mini series, and then it
Mhm.
was a television
Mhm.
series.
But yeah, definitely horror. And then classic comedy, Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks movies.
Mhm.
I have all of his collection and the physical comedy and those cornball kind of movies. And the I forgot what you call genre, but the parody movies. They're so much fun. Like, scary movie,
Yeah.
Hot Shots. And so I tend to lean to either the pretty, cornball comedy or the cornball horror, basically.
Nice. All right, guys. I think I finally have got my together. So let's see here if now's the moment of truth. Right there.
Hey,
Boom.
look at that.
Wow, it worked. Thank God. All right. So yeah, Kim Garmery says, get it together, Jared. I'm trying my best. Stephanie, thanks for joining us. How are you guys doing? Doing great over here. All right. So our first let's see here. Actually, let's Josh, can you never mind. There we go. Too much to explain. I'm just gonna roll with it.
Some of these are definitely not fair already.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
I kept them in the order that they were drawn. So we've got Wayne's World, or at least I tried. Wayne's World versus Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is our first one. Another thing I forgot to tell you, Josh. Would you mind looking up the track listing for these?
The look on his face.
Well, yeah, I
You
can
know what?
Actually,
that.
if you wanna-
you could have asked
you
me
take
5
Wayne-
minutes ago.
You take Wayne's World, and I'll take
Okay.
Guardians 2. And then we'll reconvene.
Not like I got other things to do here.
What else do you got to do?
I don't know. We
what-
should have had a production meeting on this.
I think
first.
you're right. We're flying by the seat of our pants for the first
Okay.
time, and it's kind of weird.
All right.
Oh,
so I do top, you do bottom.
We got to do the Wayne's.
Boy, that can be interpreted
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad.
yeah.
Gee, what kind of show are we in? First, we're talking about bags and stuff like that. And now this.
Riding mechanical horses.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Urban Cowboy later. You know.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you've got Wayne's World, and I'm doing Guardians 2. And let's go over to the comments. Stephanie says, we're great. Enjoying the weather. Yeah, what a great day it was today. If you were able to get outside, you definitely were able to see the nice weather because it was, what was it, like 72, 75 degrees today? Good stuff. This is me buying time because
All right.
Well, the weather's gonna be better when I go to Florida this week. I'm so excited.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area. Going to see my brother.
nice.
Good times. Good times.
I got some family going to Florida this week too. Say hi to
Wow.
them for me.
Right? Yeah.
Like, hi, I don't know you, but I know your family member
Mhm.
ish.
All right.
I got my sound.
Okay.
My
Let's hear what we got
Okay,
on Wayne's
so,
World.
Wayne's World, we have Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen,
Okay.
Hot and Bothered by Cinderella, Rock Candy by Bullet Boys, Dreamweaver by Gary Wright, Sicka Mika Nencio by Red Hot Chili Peppers, Time Machine by Black Sabbath, The Wayne's World Theme by Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, I'm sorry. Ballroom Blitz by Tia Carrere, Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix Experience, Feed My Frankenstein by Alice Cooper, Ride With Yourself by Rhino Bucket. Never heard of them.
Same.
Lovin' Your Lovin' by Eric Clapton, and Why You Want to Break My Heart by Tia Carrere.
All right. Some good stuff. So for mine, I've got Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra, Fox on the Run by Sweet, Lakeshore Drive by Alawada Haynes Jeremiah. These names. The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. I'm actually, let's do this. If there's a hit, just say the hit. If there's a bunch of junk, we'll skip that. So we've got Southern Nights by Glenn Campbell, My Sweet Lord by George Harrison, Brandy You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass, Surrender by Cheap Trick, and that's kind of all the big hits. So based on all that nonsense. Christy, what do you think? Are you going to vote for Wayne's World or Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as having the better soundtrack?
I'm going to go with Wayne's World because if you think about it, Guardians of the Galaxy were influenced by movies like Wayne's World and earlier movies that had great soundtracks. Also, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, that intro, I mean, even Freddie Mercury watched it before he passed and said how amazing that was.
And that they used to do that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And also Tia Carrera that plays Cassandra in that movie is just such a great vocalist, and she definitely worked hard on her scenes and actually did those vocals, and of course Alice Cooper. I mean, the list goes on. So definitely Wayne's World for sure for me.
Okay, fair. Nathan, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think we're worthy, so I think you might get what I'm gonna vote for here. Speaking of Alice Cooper, I think I'm gonna pick Wayne's World, mainly because of everything Christy said, but also I think I like Guardians 1, like the soundtrack for that a lot more than I like the second one.
Right.
Even though all those things you said, Jared, like those are all fantastic songs. It's just Wayne's World and Bohemian Rhapsody is iconic, and so is
Yeah,
So-
and it's been more iconic for a longer amount of time too. So there's that
Right.
nostalgia thing to it as well.
So Wayne's World for me.
Fair enough. Joshua, I know you're busy over there. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm gonna go with Wayne's World. I think the song selections and Guardians of the Galaxy, although they're great hits, it was just more like a mixtape and not really related to the movie. I think the songs in Wayne's World were a character themselves, like Bohemian
Yes.
Rhapsody.
Mhm.
That was, you can't imagine Wayne's World without Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's very true.
You could take any of those songs in Guardians of the Galaxy and replace them with other songs, and it won't really make a difference in it.
Correct.
Feed My Frankenstein, the meeting Alice Cooper was a big part of the movie as well. So I think the soundtrack to Wayne's World is much more of a character in the movie than the soundtrack of Guardians.
Yeah, I agree. Blech, I again agree with that as well. For me, I've got to go with Wayne's World as well. Agreeing obviously with everything everybody said. However, I also want to say that I feel like, and maybe this is just me, I feel like both of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were that was like they really leaned heavily into that to help the success of the movie too, by creating these big soundtracks, as opposed to it's there to help support the story and stuff. Where this is like, man, this is gratuitous, in my personal opinion. So I'm voting for Wayne's World as well. So we've got. I'll let you keep track of the votes. I'll keep track of the brackets as they go in, and we'll jump over here to the comments and see what everybody else is thinking. Because of course, when we do our Tournament of Champions, the votes for those of you participating at home count as well. So Julius Lecob says, that's how I'm saying it. Lecob.
It's French.
Parlez-vous von Cobb is saying
Cobb.
Wayne's World because of Bohemian Rhapsody. CJ Garmo says Guardians of the Galaxy, man, its soundtrack perfectly fits very unique retro sci-fi niche, and it's absolutely a classic in every sense of the word. Fair enough.
Well, that's
Wayne-
just your opinion, man.
Right? Yeah,
Legal Bowski's not on here.
true.
That would be a good one.
That would be
Wayne's
good.
World.
There's already the part 2.
Wayne's World from Cindy. Guardians for Kim. Wayne's World for Stephanie. Guardians for Scott. Elkie says Wayne's World, and Steven says Wayne's World. Very nice.
My glasses are fogging up.
All right. So how many votes do we have here, Josh?
We've got 9-3.
Oh, 93. I don't think we're going to get any.
The Guardians were a plucky bunch of misfits, but they just couldn't pull it out.
Couldn't make it. Sorry
Well,
for you,
And like
CJ.
Jared said, the first one definitely kind of outshines the second for sure.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. So it looks. Let me get my red pen of death and make these executive decisions. Guardians is out. We're calling it. What are we going to call it? Oh my God, that seemed loud. Was that loud for you as well?
It was a little loud, not too bad, but
I didn't get any money though.
Right. Which sound? There we go. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next set, which is the Bodyguard versus the Big Chill. Wow. So Joshua, I'll let you take Bodyguard, and I'll take the
All
Big
right.
Chill.
let's see. Of course, there's "I Will Always Love You."
You got to sing that though. You can't just say that.
And I hated it.
Well.
Call back to a classic Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. I'm Every Woman. Run to You.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesus Loves Me. Even If My Heart Would Break Someday by Lisa Stanfield. It's Gonna Be a Lovely Day by SOUL
Soul.
SYSTEM. It's all
Soul System.
yeah, it is, but there's dots behind it, so I figured I have to. I don't know how if it's pronounced that way or if you have to spell it out. So,
I'm trying so hard not to snort when I laugh.
see, for the forever, I thought it was the LIFE project, but I guess you can say Life Project.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You could, yeah.
Paul, can you say Life
You just
Project?
you just can't say life product.
That's right.
Right, Mike McWhorter?
Trust in Me by Joe Cocker and Sass Jordan, and the theme from The Bodyguard, which I think is probably just the musical.
Yeah.
Stuff.
All right.
So, heavily weighted with what's her face? Whitney Houston.
What's her face?
You bite your tongue, sir.
For real. All right. So we've got that going against The Big Chill, which has a lot of big hits. We've got I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones. Tell Him by the Exciters. A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Don't know.
Harm?
Yeah, that's the one. Good Lovin' by the Rascals. Again, I'm trying to find all the hits here. Ain't Too Proud to Beg by the Temptations. My Girl by the Temptations. Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys. Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival. When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Aretha. In the Midnight Hour, The Rascals. And Joy to the World by Three Dog Night are the big hits on that. Wow. So we'll keep the order going in the same rotation. So Christy, what are your thoughts on these two?
Well, they both obviously are good choices, but if you actually look into the topic of this podcast, which is movie soundtracks,
Mm-hmm.
you got to think the songs that are in The Big Chill, you're not going to associate it with that movie.
Oh, I
to be
disagree.
honest. Not always, not everyone though.
I disagree.
Maybe for one person.
And I will give my
but-
arguments.
Of course, that's fine. But if
Not
you-
your turn, Josh.
But when you think of the songs in The Bodyguard, you instantly think of that movie.
Yeah.
Because Whitney obviously is a talented woman, and she did amazing in that movie. So you got to think, when it comes to movie soundtracks, what song's going to relate to what movie? And for me, just because those other songs in the other movie are great hits, my first instance is not going to be towards that movie. But the songs in The Bodyguard instantly makes me think of that movie. So I'm going to go with The Bodyguard for this one.
That's fair. I ain't mad at that. Nathan, what are your thoughts?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't seen Bodyguard, so I apologize to
You're not
everybody.
missing much.
I know. Oh no, I wasn't agreeing to that, but I'll watch it someday.
Is this thing on?
Yeah,
Are we
Kevin
doing the same
Costner,
show?
sir.
I know.
By the way,
Oh.
Kevin Costner is a sponsor for the area here in Springfield, just letting you know.
And also, I just picked up The Big Chill, but I still have not seen it either.
Oh,
But I
so-
do have
well.
it.
Oh, so that's actually very telling. So you own the Big Chill and
So
you
I'm
haven't
gonna-
seen it.
So I'm gonna
But
vote
at least-
for that one
Oh, well.
because I'm just deferring because like I said, I haven't seen either. And obviously, I think Christy's point is really important with the association. I think that's a good argument. However, I associate The Big Chill with something I own, so that's how I'm going to go with this.
Okay, but here's where I have a problem. So I could feasibly say, oh well, you haven't seen The Bodyguard because you don't own it. But since you own The Big Chill and haven't seen it, that makes me think you like it even less.
I see. Well, I also own like 500 movies that I haven't seen. So
Oh well,
But
then, there
he
you go.
cares enough about The Big Chill to buy it. He doesn't care at all about The Bodyguard not to buy it.
word right from my mouth.
Right, there you go. So there's that. So we've got one for each. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. Joshua, what do you think?
The Big Chill, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, let's. Oh, hang on. Let's. Oh, by the way, I think I've got this back to normal. Let's. I thought I did. I did not. And 3, 2,
1. Hi, gang.
maybe.
Still black.
Yep, still
That-
black.
They don't have to see me. They just have to
Oh,
hear
I
me
know
and
why.
know that I am speaking the truth.
That's right.
Oh, jeez.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
That's right.
There he is.
There I am. Okay, I'm gonna make this argument. It's easy to do a movie where the lead singer, where the lead is a singer, and have music in it. Easy. It's expected. What The Big Chill does is that you've got a group of friends who are dealing with the death of a friend, and the way that the songs in there are interwoven creates a feeling of nostalgia. It touches on moments of their lives in the past. So I think none of them are there. The theme is not about the music. Again, plays a supporting character. What's going on?
Kim Garmer says, "Preach it, Josh."
The music is a supporting character. It's not the focus of it.
But which one got more nominations, though? Got recognized more?
Okay, so Hitler made a lot of money, but
Oh
it
my
didn't make it
God.
right.
Every week we get
Success
Hitler
is
But the thing is, that
Okay,
goes back
so
to my
success
argument,
is-
though.
success is not a determination of greatness. Just because you are successful at something does not make you good or great.
You gotta think of it this way, though, because they have their own albums for Grammys, also Oscar
Mhm.
stuff. So for The Bodyguard, there's multiple albums that have those music on those. So they're being known more and affiliates to the movie. So I'm not saying
no,
what
you
you're
made
saying
some
is
good-
disregarding,
You
but
made some good points, but you would expect a movie with Whitney Houston to have Whitney Houston music in it, and just the fact that she sings songs in there, that's just music for the movie. Okay, so
I mean, can't we all just get along?
we can,
No.
but
I
I
still
think,
love
the
you.
Big Chill, they use the music in a different way. It's not like it's to help further and to create a mood rather than being right in your face. I'm a singer and this is what I'm doing. So
That's why I own it.
But this is Tournament of Champions, though. It's one of the
Right.
champions.
well, that's what I think is how the music supports in Big Chill. When they're celebrating their friend's death and they've got that music playing and they're all dancing around, that creates a feeling rather than just seeing Whitney Houston doing a concert video of one of the songs that's on the album.
Yeah, I agree with you. It definitely had more impactful, but if you think of which one had the more, I'm trying to think of the right word here, but the more, publicity, you got to think of it that way too, because like I said, what you're saying is great, but so many people can have that feeling for other songs and other movies too.
Do you know how many people had the Big Chill album when that came out?
Not me.
It was a huge album.
So was the Bodyguard
So,
soundtrack.
yeah, but I mean, they both were successful.
And
But I just think that the music in the Big Chill serves more than just a vanity project, which to some extent, that's really what the Bodyguard was.
true. I mean, I can give you that.
you
for
can
sure.
you can look at it as a very extensive music video release
Yes,
almost.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand that argument. I totally disagree. My vote is actually going to be The Bodyguard because just like Nathan, I have not seen The Big Chill. However, I don't own it. I do own The Bodyguard. So
It was
I have those ties to the nostalgia. I'm like Christy. Like when I hear the song, I do think of the movie immediately. So to me, that's kind of the point of a soundtrack is to support the movie and the story that you're telling. I do understand where you're coming from,
Right.
though, and I would probably agree with you if I had seen the Big Chill, Josh.
And the Big Chill was also written by Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Silverado.
So, Bodyguard was written by Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
from Whitney Houston. Need I say
Right.
more?
She really didn't have to stretch to play a successful pop singer.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. No, I'm right most of the time.
She worked smarter, not harder.
That's right. Josh, that's right.
Josh, I'm on your side.
Okay, she mailed it in.
Oh my God.
Haven't got
Oh,
any death threats yet.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the
Oh, Kim Gomery, Big Chill won Academy Award.
Okay, hang on.
Go
Let's jump back up here. So we've got Julia with The Bodyguard, Stephanie with The
those.
Bodyguard. Cindy says The Bodyguard, but The Big Chill had great songs too. It really does have a great lineup of songs. Again, it's for me personally, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't associate it with the movie, but they're great songs. Kim Gomery says The Big Chill. Cheryl says Bodyguard. Steven says Bodyguard. Kim says, when I think of Bodyguard, I definitely think of Whitney Houston, and then my eyes roll. Wow.
Thank you.
The hate. CJ says, I like the bigger variety of songs in The Big Chill. I get that for sure. Julia says, side note, I want to, oh my God, I can't read. Side note, I do want to lodge a complaint that Dazed and Confused, Empire Records, and The Crow did not make the list. More on that in a second. And Stephen Thomas Cobb
The
is
Crow had a
also
great music
miffed about The Crow not being on Rant Over Love Ya. So we have a whole hat full of songs. We had way over 16 songs in the hat.
If
So
you had watched the very beginning of the show,
Movies.
you would know why we had chose these.
Yeah.
Yes, the Crow's definitely up there for me too.
yeah, so
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that in.
and as with many other
forgot
Tournament
about
of Champions that we've done in the past, we'll have to revisit this and continue on the list. We've got a big master list, and those are both on there. So take that. By the way, Dazed and Confused would have won between the two. So Elkie says vote Big Chill. Kim says Julia Lake Cobb. I love Empire Records. Mike McCorder says last place anyone should look to qualify something as great are award shows. I mean, especially nowadays. Kim Gomery says The Big Chill won Academy Awards for the Best Picture, and The Bodyguard did not. However, they were nominated at least, so there's that. Mike said never seen The Big Chill. Have seen The Bodyguard, but the song list on Big Chill stomps The Bodyguard. Yeah, I mean that is a really strong argument. I've got to be honest about that. Scott says Big Chill, and Julia says sorry, man, I came in 2 minutes late. Yeah, it's all right. Normally that's our pre-show, so I get that. We just changed it up a little bit. We're changing everything up today. It's kind of weird. So our final votes, Joshua.
8-8. We've got a
Oh
tie.
wow.
Wow. Well, that happened.
I will say though too. I mean the edition that I have of The Big Chill is a Criterion. I don't know if anyone knows of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. But I mean, if we're going like the award argument, with Criterion, those are like internet like foreign films, like silent pictures, like Charlie Chaplin, and like really classics, and they only take care of like the really important. I don't see Bodyguard on that list. Sure. So I don't know, but
You don't think a Paint by Numbers movie,
mm-mm.
romantic movie, is Criterion worthy?
I mean, there are some early Criterions like Armageddon. So Armageddon, and that's another soundtrack that we could talk about.
That's
know.
and
Armageddon's a Criterion film?
The old DVD, yes,
Really?
it is.
The one where they go land on the
That one.
Really?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I just lost some credibility with
Yeah.
what Criterion with my argument.
Yeah.
But by saying I shot
think-
myself in the foot,
I think Bruce Willis probably paid some money for that.
or just Michael Bay did.
Yeah, probably. He has to
Yeah.
have something in Criterion.
Yeah, he has to have something.
You know that originally with what was that? Team America?
Oh yeah, World
Oh.
Police.
They wanted to just do a remake, like
Of
a
Armageddon?
shot for shot remake with puppets for Armageddon. But figured they probably wouldn't be able to do that, so they did Team America.
Well, Matt Damon's happy for it.
there you go.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's tight on votes. We need someone to.
We need a tiebreaker, y'all. We need one more vote.
One hop this time.
Hop.
There it is. There's the one.
All right.
I was just saying for what you said.
Elkie says so. It's tied on votes. Yes, we need a tiebreaker desperately.
Call your friends. Call your family.
Call this hotline.
But yeah, definitely the list. I mean, the song choices is definitely high up there for sure.
Speaking of
Well,
tiebreakers,
here's the thing with the song choices. The song choices in a Big Chill are going to be the same in like a lot of them because they're very popular songs.
yeah, you and
It's
I. Go
Fortunate
ahead.
Son is in any beginning of a Vietnam scene.
Mhm.
So you're going to see that, but it's to me it's how it's used in those
Oh.
situations. That makes a difference.
I know what I was going to do and I forgot.
What were you gonna do?
Well,
There's a podcast going on here, man.
so Josh, will you take these over to them and have? So I want you guys
Are
to
we
write
battling?
down. I want you to predict the winner. That's what I meant to do before we started this.
I saw some people got logged in. We're deciding between the Bodyguard and the Big Chill, which
Mhm.
one has a better soundtrack. We're on a tiebreaker, so we need someone to
Mhm.
vote.
Maybe vote for the one that has most words in it.
Right. Hey.
Pick a
Right.
winner for the whole thing, the whole shebang. Which one?
Yeah. So go ahead and write down which one you think is going to win out of these 16, and then just
Oh, out of the 16.
yeah.
I'm gonna need to
Don't-
see that list
see that
again.
don't say anybody. Don't say anything or show anybody. But there you go.
Look
We're
at
gonna
it
need to
again.
see that list
Mhm.
again.
There you go.
Hmm. It's gonna be difficult.
I know.
All right. Hey,
I didn't pick the Big
Scott
Chill. I
Connor.
promise.
Thanks for the update. Did we get another one?
What? Oh, another comment.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Just flip a coin, man.
What's the big deal, man?
What's the big chill, man?
It may have to come
Ooh.
down to that.
I mean, who's guarding what? You know.
For real. Okay, so let me throw these comments back up here.
Yeah, they're gonna do the
Just flip a
coin flip thing.
Okay. Kelly Brown joining us says, "Good morning, Vietnam." Good morning, Vietnam. Hands down.
R.I.P. Robert Williams. Ah.
Kelly says, "New fan." Thank you very much for joining us, Kelly. So we're voting right now between The Bodyguard and The Big Chill as having the best movie soundtrack. So we are sitting on a tie. We need a good tiebreaker. Mike McCorder says, "I'm skipping ahead. Go on and put Roadhouse down for the win." Jeff Healy is now teaching God how to play guitar. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Mike McCorder, I hope we don't disappoint you on 2 Tournament of Champions back to back. He was very miffed on our TV theme songs episode that Little House on the Prairie didn't make it through.
He's just longing for simpler times.
Right. Aren't we all?
He wants to be one of those old timey photographers where you have to hide underneath that curtain. and
Right.
everything.
So has
Yeah.
Kelly voted yet? Because he's got a lot to say apparently.
Well, let's see here. He says, chick flicks. Just kidding. Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to pick one of them for us here.
Yeah,
we
that's
need,
a
we need a
strong
winner.
argument too. A chick flick versus something that actually speaks to loss and grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? Chick flicks let women rule the world and help them out from separation of society.
I think
being-
you're putting too much weight in the chick flick.
Right.
Big shields for
It's-
everybody,
Yeah.
Right.
not just women.
I don't
Exactly.
love arguing with you, Josh. I just love it.
Mike says, "I wasn't really miffed. Whatever you say, half pint."
Is that a slur? Is that a slur to me
No.
or Christy?
Probably to me.
No. If you
Yes.
haven't seen Little House on the Prairie, then you
I
then
know
you don't.
what half pint is, Paul.
Okay, Ma.
I even remember when
Nobody
Albert
started
was
yet.
addicted
I
to
know.
morphine, and
What's that?
I even remember the episode where Albert was addicted to morphine.
Yeah.
He was puking
Oh,
and
yeah.
laying down. That was kind of jarring as a kid when I saw that.
Just a little bit.
I think that was the first time I ever saw anyone vomit on television.
Yeah.
Good times.
Right. Yeah. Great memory, Josh.
Yeah.
All right.
It
Yeah.
was
Let's.
jarring, man.
Are
It
we
was
flipping a
dramatic.
coin?
Yeah, we're flipping a coin if I can find
Yes.
one.
Mhm.
I got one.
Perfect.
Heads you live.
Tails off with her head. All right.
Heads. What?
Heads is Bodyguard. Tails is Big Chill.
It's just.
Oh
Not
my
flipping.
god.
There.
What?
I don't know what it is.
No, no, you're good. I can't see.
It's tails.
It's
Yeah.
Tails. So the Big Chill goes
The
on.
Big Chill wins.
All right, let's chill.
Oh man, that was that was like pulling teeth, man. That was crazy.
Once again, woman comes second, apparently.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
Don't make this a sexist thing.
Right.
Isn't it like half the cast big chill?
Yeah, half the cast of the Big Chill was female.
I was gonna say, man, we're in for a long night if we're gonna be if we're gonna be taking this argument. Okay.
We got to get ogres involved too, you know.
Yeah,
That's right.
represent.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, so our next one
I gotta
is
look up the track listing.
what's that?
I gotta look up track listings. What are we at?
Oh, gotcha. Let me
I think we're at
flip.
a big one right now.
Yeah, I'm flipping back over to this right here. Every time I say right cheer, I think of Andy Griffith.
Simpler times.
Again, yes, we're sticking with the theme here. All right, there we go. I'm trying to keep this updated as we go too. Sorry. We've got Batman Forever versus
Ooh.
Roadhouse.
Bat-
Oh, sorry.
Oh, come
Hang
on.
There we go. Now you can see it. All right, so Batman Forever versus Roadhouse. You take Batman Forever. I'll take Roadhouse. This is hysterical.
And I want to hear Nathan talk first about this one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let's hear the songs first. It's been a bit.
Okay.
Stephanie, by the way, says boo, followed by okay saying yay. Julia says Batman Forever. You two,
Oh, massive.
Mazzy Star, NXS, Offspring, Flaming West, Massive Attack. Sign me up. All right. Now that Josh has no homework.
Okay, so Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me by U2.
Mm-hmm.
One Time Too Many by JP Harvey. Where Are You Now by Brandy. Kiss from a Rose from
Seal.
Seattle.
This guy.
The Hunter Gets Captured, Massive Attack. Nobody Lives Without Love. Eddie Reader. Tell Me Now. Maisie Star, Smash It Up, The Offspring. There Is a Light by Nick Cave. The Riddler by Method Man. The Passenger by Michael.
Just the hits, Josh. Just the hits.
Well, I mean, there's only two. on
Okay.
there, so.
Okay. So for Roadhouse, I've got Roadhouse Blues by The Doors, Blue Monday by Bob Seger, These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding, Raising Heaven by Patrick Swayze. Why is it not showing? Am I missing this, Josh?
What?
What's
Did you go
what's
to the more track listings, more songs?
I don't know. I might be looking not in the right place. What's the Jeff Healey song?
I don't know.
It was in the credits.
Angel Eyes?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I
no,
don't
not
think that
Angel
was. See if yours.
My producing skills are not up to snuff, y'all.
We'll flip a coin about it
Yeah.
later.
Right.
Alrighty. Blue Monday. Patrick Swayze. I'm not seeing one by Jeff Healey, but that could be like When the Night Comes Falling.
Maybe.
Basically, every love-making song is in every Patrick Swayze
Tore
movie. It's
Down?
the same ones.
That's right.
I'm sure he had it in his contract to have the same songs for the scenes for him.
Yeah,
Right.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's
show a whole lot of
weird.
Jeff Healey on here, but he was
So it
in
may not have been like if you bought the actual CD or cassette or whatever, maybe it wasn't on there, but it was in the movie kind of thing.
Could be. He may have just done some like soundtrack stuff where he's not actually doing a whole
Right.
lot of singing.
So we'll go ahead and
Like-
start this one. Nathan, where do you fall on Batman Forever versus Roadhouse?
This is really difficult.
It is.
This is probably the most difficult one so far, I think. And I think I'm gonna go with just the variety for my answer. So I'm gonna go with Batman.
Okay.
Because I love Massive Attack and I feel like that band's not talked about anymore and they need to be. But also just there's just a big diversity to it. And I also like that Seal music video is like iconic.
Big
And,
time.
like I can't think of not when I hear that song, I can't think of all all the black drop, like a backdrop and like all the black and like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I cannot help but think that. But also Roadhouse is just so iconic with their music and it's just like really, really difficult to pick. So I think I'm just gonna go with Batman just because I like the variety more and that's just my taste in music. So that's what I'm gonna choose. Yeah.
Very nice. Christy, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Roadhouse. Because Roadhouse to me personally, just what stands out is the musicians in the movie as well. I forgot his name, but the gentleman that's in whenever Patrick Swayze walks into the new bar and there's a band playing and everything.
Jeff Healey.
Jeff Healey. there. Sorry. Anyways, but to me, that stands out more than anything when it comes to movie soundtracks or even movies in general. Obviously, Roadhouse has great, fight scenes in it and everything. But to me, those music scenes stand out in the movie, and it just more. I can't even talk here. Just basically, just Roadhouse just stands out more to me than the Batman. Now, Batman's a better movie. Don't get me wrong, but music wise,
Them's fighting words.
Yeah.
With a smile.
between the two, you got to give Batman its credit. But I definitely Roadhouse stands out more to me.
That's fair. Joshua?
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, huh?
Yeah, because at the time that Batman was being made, I don't think a whole lot of thought was put into what songs were being put in there other than this is a cool song for this scene. You couldn't have Roadhouse with just cool songs being played in there. The music in Roadhouse fit a Roadhouse bar.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a character. It was a bluesy, everything in there was authentic. So
Mhm.
rather than, ooh, this is the hot new band, let's throw their hit in there.
Correct.
Or let's throw this song in there, hope it's a hit.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's to me what Batman was. And not that the songs were bad in Batman. Kiss from a Rose, great. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me,
But-
Kill Me.
Right. But
Good
those,
songs. But they were, they were marketing rather than
exactly. And that's
fitting
yeah.
the film.
Yep, which is consistent with your argument of the Bodyguard.
Right.
So totally understand that. For me, I'm going to go with, as much as I hate voting against Seal and Kiss from a Rose because I love that song very, very much, I've got to go for Roadhouse with all of the above reasons. It really just kind of, again, supplements and supports the show, the movie. It sets the scene, the feel, the time, all that kind of stuff. Where kind of it's dated in a good way. I don't know how else to say that, but Batman is dated in a if you were born in the year 2010 and watched it now, you wouldn't relate that much. But at least if you were to watch Roadhouse now, you would be like, oh yeah, it's kind of got that old feel.
I've got a bar like that in town.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
that's-
exactly.
Also, nobody mentioned Sam Elliott coming.
Dude, the like secret weapon of the movie for sure.
And I'll just recant my vote. I'm just going to go back with Roadhouse because of Sam.
Because of Sam.
Yep.
Because of Sam.
So the
Good
one
old
vote
Sam.
for Batman has now been switched over to Roadhouse.
I think you all convinced me. I know I went first. Maybe I should just stick to my guns.
Well, it's probably not going to matter.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but we'll see.
All right, let's go to
What's Mike McCorder thinking?
well, let's see here. Let's go to the comments here.
Gotta go.
So we've got Julia with Batman, CJ Garmo with Batman. Forever appeals more to me as far as the soundtrack goes. Kim with Roadhouse. Mike says Roadhouse wins. Next. Cindy says Roadhouse. Steven says Roadhouse. Another one for Roadhouse from Stephanie. And Kim Garmery says Tore Down is a great song. It is. Julia says on Roadhouse, everything not listed under a different name is all Healy. On Tore Down, When the Night Comes, Hoochie Coochie. That's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure on that. So since we're on the internet,
Right.
I got to make sure I get all my facts right. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it.
Because the internet is always correct.
Exactly. Mike McCorder says, I'm calling Saturday Night Fever for the overall win. What other soundtrack inspires you to put on a silk shirt and strut down the sidewalk with a can of house paint? Well, if you listen to Identity Crisis.
People leave our shows just to get changed and bring cans of house paint back.
That's right. It's true. My comments jumped again. Kim says, Hoochie Coochie Man. I love that it features some blues. Yep. Kelly says, this boomer wants to vote for Massive Attack, but besides that, I vote Roadhouse. Elkie with Roadhouse. Stephanie says, Sam Elliott.
It's what's for dinner.
There you go.
Kim says, I've never agreed with Josh more than this week so far. Julia says, the Roadhouse soundtrack album does not include some of the songs in the movie. Mustang Sally is in the movie during the wet t-shirt contest. If that counts as part of the soundtrack, but a vote for Roadhouse is a vote for Mustang Sally. Hey, I'm okay with that in this scenario.
So is that a vote for Roadhouse?
Yeah, she already. Well,
Because, as musicians, Roadhouse being in a soundtrack, and I'm sorry, Mustang Sally being in the soundtrack would probably disqualify it because we hate playing Mustang Sally.
True. So what are our
Dirty little secret to our fans, musicians hate playing Mustang Sally.
More
mean,
than
there's-
Freebird? That's shocking.
They're almost on the same level. They really are.
Wow. I've never played either in a band, to be honest. So I can't say that I'm opposed to it. I can't say that I'd be like, man, I've really been dying to play that Freebird.
Yeah.
But it's become
Well,
such
people
a
did make
cliche.
a joke out of Freebird that it would probably get played more, but because it's such a joke, no one wants to
Mhm.
buy into the joke.
It's true. It's
Just
true.
between like tuning, just play a couple of little notes from a few of the songs, like
Right.
get them all riled up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Julie says, I will repeat. My vote is for Batman. All right. So where are we on our totals, Joshua?
10-3.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So, there we go. Roadhouse moves on. Next up, we've got Saturday Night Fever versus Urban Cowboy. The tale of the tape between John Travolta and John Travolta. All right, let me pull up Urban Cowboy. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
The bad guy in that movie is such a good bad guy.
Is he?
Not Sam Elliott, unfortunately.
Touche. Although Sam Elliott wasn't the bad guy in that movie. And for any wrestling fans out there, Terry Funk was also in Roadhouse, so bonus points for that. Okay, so have you got your Saturday Night Fever soundtrack?
I do.
All right, let's hear all these Bee Gees songs.
Okay, so we've got Staying Alive.
Oh, you can't tell by the way. Sorry.
How deep is your love?
How deep is your
More
love?
than a woman.
More than a woman to me.
If I Can't Have You by
If I
Yvonne.
can't have you.
The Fifth of Beethoven.
Da-da-da-dum. 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 Da-da-da-dum.
Open Sesame by Kool and the Gang.
Open Sesame.
Jive Talking.
Mhm.
You Should Be Dancing.
Yeah.
Boogie Shoes. Salsa Station. Disco Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the big hits on there.
Yeah. I'll save mine for my 2 cents on all that. So for Urban Cowboy, we've got a little country flair here. We've got Look What You've Done to Me by Boz Scaggs, Hello Texas by Jimmy Buffett, Cherokee Fiddle by Johnny Lee, Could I Have This Dance by Amy Grant, Stand By Me by Mickey Gilley.
By Amy Grant?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. Hearts Against the Wind by Linda Ronstadt, Here Comes the Hurt Again by Mickey Gilley, Falling in Love for the Night, the Charlie Daniels Band. Hey, second Charlie Daniels song of the day.
That was from Georgia.
Right. 9 Tonight by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Don't It Make You Want to Dance by Bonnie Raitt. Darlin' by Bonnie Raitt. Looking for Love, Johnny Lee. Love the World Away, Kenny Rogers. Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band. There we go. Lion Eyes, the Eagles. All Night Long, Joe Walsh. Don't It Make You Want to Dance by Chris Ledoux. And yeah, I think that's kind of all the hits. So if you're a country fan, you'll know that a lot of those are some pretty massive hits, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I like Christy's idea of keeping things shaken up. So Joshua, we'll start with you on this one.
Okay, so everyone in the 70s had that Saturday Night Fever album. I mean, it was ubiquitous. So, and that made the Bee Gees' career. I mean, they had done stuff before that, but the Bee Gees became the Bee Gees at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't, when you think of Saturday Night Fever, you think of that soundtrack. It is so connected to it. When I think Urban Cowboy 1, I've never seen the movie, nor have I ever cared to see the movie, nor have I ever cared to know what their soundtrack was like.
Well,
but
and
I can't get away from Saturday Night Fever. It
Right.
is
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's iconic. It is yeah.
Fair. Christy, what do you think?
Well, I actually agree with Josh on this one.
It's hard to argue truth.
Oh my god.
But also, just for me, it kind of goes with nostalgia on it. Like when growing up, I actually didn't know about Saturday Night Fever till I watched Short Circuit because they have some of that song in
Yep.
that
More Than a
movie.
Woman.
Yep.
So that got
Same.
me into watching Saturday Night Fever because of Johnny Five being the incredible being it is. And so, like you said, just get away from, any type of Bee Gees or anything like that always goes back to that movie for sure. So
Totally fair.
without a doubt.
Nathan.
I'm gonna choose Pulp Fiction as the John Travolta of
Fair.
the movie soundtracks. No, I guess I also have not seen Urban Cowboy.
Do you own
You're
it?
not missing. You're
I
not
do
missing
not- I
much,
do
to
not
be
own
honest.
it.
Well, your collection is not complete yet.
I know. It's missing the Bodyguard and Urban Cowboy.
Right.
But I am going to choose Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, I mean Bee Gees. Like when I think of the Bee Gees, that's the movie I think of. So or vice versa. When I
Yeah.
think of either or, it's usually what crosses my mind. So and it's been a while since I've seen that movie. I need to see that movie soon again.
Totally fair. For myself, I am exactly like Christy. I'll be totally honest. I've never even seen all of Saturday Night Fever. I've seen bits and pieces. It was introduced to me as well through Short Circuit, and my mom actually owned the vinyl of that, and that was like the vinyl that I was like, this is mine. And I like can sing every song. That's how I was like doing all those intros. Like I know the whole album verbatim. It's great. It's a great album if you've seen the movie or not. And it's yeah, right. Johnny Five Alive. But it really is a great collection of songs, and I totally agree with you, Joshua. That was right on point with it. Made the Bee Gees like all-star level. You know what I mean? Like legendary level. Really good stuff. I'm not so sure about the sequel, but yeah, the original is great.
Frank Stallone sang the theme.
Hey,
Yeah.
the sequel, Jamie Lee Curtis, pelvic thrusting for John Travolta there.
No, that's the movie Perfect.
What?
Was she in Urban Cowboy?
No, we're talking Saturday Night.
Yeah, Saturday Night, the sequel.
The second sequel, Jamie Lee Curtis was in that.
Yeah, she was the workout instructor. They're doing that awkward
That's the movie Perfect.
no.
Yeah.
Talk about the-
All right, so we both
Google people.
you both have homework to do.
Perfect
So
starred Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta.
Julia Leigh Cobb says Saturday Night Fever. Kim Garmery, Saturday Night Fever. Elke, Saturday Night Fever. CJ Garmo, here's the comment I've been waiting for. Saturday Night Fever. I love the Bee Gees way too much and have memories of mopping the floors and boogieing to the Bee Gees. Absolutely
awesome.
great
Mhm.
stuff, man. It's great music to clean to for sure. Stephanie says I don't think I've seen either of those movies. Me neither, but well, I actually have seen Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
Which is why I voted for Saturday Night Fever. Let's see here. Cindy says I am so torn on this. Boss Gags, Look What You've Done to Me is one of my favorite songs. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I do have to go with Saturday Night Fever as my vote. I will end up watching either movie when they are on. Totally fair. Kelly's dancing away. Elke says it's a sweep. Kenny says Trick or Treat, Lost Boys, Queens of the Damned. Yep, good stuff there too, Kenny. That's we've got Trick or Treat, I think, on the master list. So didn't make it to this episode, but when we go revisit this in a few months, we'll make sure that's on there. Mike McCorder says Staying Alive is a sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Okay. So where are we at on votes here, Joshua?
It's not even close.
I didn't think it would
There
be.
was no votes for Urban Cowboy.
So it was a clean sweep.
Clean sweep,
Wow, there you go.
9-0.
There you go. Man, my curiosity is killing me on this one. Okay, so I'll just skip that for now. I tell you what, let's let me oops. Pay no attention to that
What are
man
you
behind the
doing?
curtain. I'm going to
I
update
get comfortable and you put me on the camera and I gotta get all
all
professional.
together and that kind of thing.
Gotta-
Yeah, I got you.
Zip my pants back up.
You don't have your pink bloomers showing on.
Not bloomers, they were tights.
Well, you know.
Tights.
Right.
Okay, so I've got this updating, and while we're doing that, there we go. We're gonna go to a commercial break. So let me finish this here, Josh.
Okay.
And
On you. Waiting on you.
got it.
All
All
right.
So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna get some refills, a pee and a puff. We'll be back. All right, and we are back. Let me see if I can hit all these right buttons. Uh-oh, I didn't. There we go. Everybody's gone for a little pee and a puff. I called it and they went. Except for it's me and Nathan up here. So yeah, we are I updated the board. Let me see if I can actually let me get rid of that and bring this down here. All right, so here is our board. We've got some good stuff coming up on this right side of the bracket. We've got Back to the Future versus Apollo 13, Shrek versus Batman, Dirty Dancing versus Top Gun. That's Patrick Swayze's second appearance in today's episode. And finally, we've got Oh Brother, Where Art Thou versus Night at the Roxbury. So we're in for some good stuff. But before we get started, we're going to get to know Miss Christy Pressler. Let's see if I can hit all these buttons. I did it on the first try. So,
Look at
Christy, how's
you.
it going?
It's going.
Are
well.
you enjoying your time here with us so far?
Of course.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And and thanks for helping carry the show while all these technical things are going on back here. So I've got to get out my card O questions here.
Ooh. Even I probably have them memorized by now.
True. So let's test that theory. What's my first question going to be?
Well, you're probably gonna change it up on knowing me, but favorite flavor Pop-Tart.
Yes. What is your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart, Christy Pressler?
Well, first one, I mean, it's been a while since I've had them, but s'more is definitely up there. And then I'm not sure if they have it anymore. If they had a wild berry one. With the
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
With the cool like neon color frosting.
Yeah, like the
frosting on
purple
it.
frosting with the blue thing on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. I got you. Butter or no butter?
I have not tried the butter thing yet, but I need to for sure. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not going to say yes yet.
Okay, that's totally fair. We did test it out last week, and I've got to say I'm not convinced.
Wait, did you guys put it in a toaster or just the microwave?
Just the microwave.
So toasting is what you need to do. which
Okay, totally
we
fair.
probably need. To try.
I over toasted it. I toasted it or I microwaved it for a minute, and it was like a brick. So Josh fixed that, and we did it again. But what about so are you for right out of the package cold, or do you prefer them toasted?
It depends on the day. Like during the summertime, no one really wants warm food, so cold,
That's fair.
like that. It really just depends on when the mood strikes,
Right.
type of thing.
What a perfect time to cough. So I've got a new question, and I'm going to debut it with you, Christy.
Oh,
So I saw this online, and I was like, "What a perfect question! I'm gonna steal this." So, Christy, a toy company is making an action figure of you. What 2 accessories do you come with?
oh gosh. Well, this would be the perfect time to get extendable legs. That would be great. So let's do
Go
that.
gadget legs!
Yeah. I talk a lot, but there's already like vocal features and stuff on toys.
So maybe a pull string, so you can actually like verbalize like catchphrases and stuff.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, pull strings. And people like pull my string quite a bit, So those online commenters. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely a unique question. for
Joshua
sure.
said, "And a mute button."
"Oh, thanks."
Right. Okay, so that's one. Anything else like that somebody might associate with you?
Jeez, I'm trying to think.
I can think of a couple things.
Wait, that's fine.
Okay, maybe a mic stand or a microphone for your stand up, or maybe a DVD case for a movie, since you're a movie buff. I could think of all kinds of stuff. A leather jacket, perhaps.
Ooh, we're gonna go back though. That toy camera thing that you can.
Oh, a
that you look into.
viewfinder.
Yeah, one of those things.
Yeah.
That'd be really neat.
That would be
I
cool.
would throw back to that. God, this is really one of those questions you have to, contemplate on it and actually write it down because it's actually a good question.
Well, thanks. That's why I just popped it on you random.
I know. Thanks.
Totally put you on the spot. So, kind of continuing with the music theme that we have on the show. Do you remember what your first album was that you bought with your own money?
Yes, it was NSYNC's debut album.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow, very nice.
NSYNC's right after it was like the same week because it was Christmas week where we got money from our mom.
Mhm.
I remember that one. I was obsessed with Britney Spears' second album, the Oops, I Did Again.
Yeah.
That was definitely in a pop phase for sure. So definitely those two. Also, I randomly got pop Perfect Circle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mixed
Mhm.
in with that. I forgot the album.
Is that
but-
the one that had the Imagine cover on it? Or no?
No, this one is the Weak and Powerless album, I believe, the one where they had like the random chili pepper.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
eye there. So it was definitely wide range. Then I just started stealing my family members' albums and CDs, and
Yeah. Yep. Totally understandable. Relatable as well. So do you play any instruments by chance?
I do not.
Okay. Now, if you had to play an instrument, or if I could wave a magic wand and all of a sudden you're an amazing musician with this instrument, what instrument would you like to play?
Drums
Really?
for sure.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. Good stuff. Good stuff. And finally, Christy, what would you be if you followed your childhood dream?
Marine biologist, actually.
Stop it. That's what my sister wanted to be when she grew up.
George Costanza wanted to be one of those too. didn't he?
Oh, yeah. I don't
Or
know.
he posed as one.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Very cool. So was it just being in Missouri that stopped that from happening? Or what was kind of the thing that was like, did make that happen?
Well, it turns out I'm actually scared of the ocean. So that just kind of didn't.
That's fair. Like, I totally get that. Like, I like looking at it on TV and pictures and
or go
stuff.
to the
But
aquarium and stuff.
yeah,
Also, just some health issues. Like I found out I have an ear develop issue type of thing. So I wouldn't be able to scuba dive or do actual marine biology.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I had ear problems when I was a kid as well, inner ear infections and stuff based from swimming and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can totally understand that.
But yeah, just way I was born this way. But other than that, and I do literally watch a lot of documentaries on that stuff and really cool stuff out there just for your mind, just thinking, getting and put some new stuff in and everything.
Right. So I hear through the grapevine that you've got perhaps a big announcement to make today.
Oh, really?
Wait, here we go. Is this what you're looking for?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually this is definitely new. We're still, work in progress here, but I'm actually involved with AMP Entertainment. They're definitely a good group of people to help with that. And like you see on your screen there, I'm the assistant director of Mirth and Media Promotions. And it's kind of exciting, just kind of doing part of what I've been doing, helping support. And yeah, it's
Awesome.
very fresh. So it's definitely exciting, but nerve-wracking at the same time. And yeah, it's great to be a part of a team and doing
Yeah.
something I already love doing. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So you're helping with promotions and all that kind of stuff with Barb Hensick and the AMP Entertainment crew. So I think it's a great venture for you, and I think that anything new is going to be kind of like, oh, I'm kind of nervous, I don't know, but exciting as well. So, and like you said too, it's something you're already into and enjoy doing. So I think it's great.
I'm already doing what I'm doing now. Just might as well be involved with the team on it. And
That's right.
and they've just been great people towards me. I have nothing but respect for them. They've shown me respect and just that mutual kindness. I
Mhm.
definitely am a big fan of, and definitely exciting.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's really great. I am going to do this now, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the right side of the board. So first up, we've got Back to the Future.
But first of all,
Oh, sorry.
Perfect was a
Oh,
1985 movie starring John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis that documented the theme was the fitness and aerobics craze in the 1980s.
There
My
you go.
apologies.
Also,
I'm
just
just
wanna-
apologize.
I know you're a stickler for movies, so I just want to make sure that your information is correct.
But to my knowledge, if you look at the gifts on your phone, if you put Saturday Night Fever, that scene is on that. So there is that
So
confusion there.
So Christy's argument is what I'm getting behind. It's
real.
on the internet,
It's on the
so it
internet.
has to be true.
Well,
Julia
I grew up
Lacob
during the
says.
time.
Julia-
I remember.
Julia Lacob says. Jamie Lee Curtis co-starred with John Travolta in the movie Perfect. Storyline revolving around aerobics classes. Staying Alive had Travolta, but not Jamie Lee.
That's
Also about dancing.
My apology.
Well, that's all right.
Not everyone.
Now
can be
you know,
perfect,
and knowing's
Jace.
half the battle.
Right. Kelly Brown says, "Good stuff, gang. Catch you later." Thanks, Kelly, for joining
See you,
us,
Kelly.
and hope to see you back here next week at 5:00 for another episode. Barb Hensick says, "Big announcement." Yes, indeed. Congratulations
Indubitably.
from Elkie. And Barb says, "Yay, so excited to have her on board."
Yeah, I'm
Hallie-
excited too.
Hallie Holmes says, "Woo, Chrissy." All right, good stuff. Barb says Doug Wilson and I are super excited and happy to have Christy on our team. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, now then, Back to the Future 2. I don't know why I keep saying 2 because I see the
Back
number 2.
to the future.
Yeah, Back to the Future versus Apollo 13. So I'm going to get my Google going. That sounds very personal.
Baku.
And all right, so Josh, do you have your soundtrack pulled up, sir?
I do.
Let's hear what you got. Play us the hits, shall you?
Okay, so Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Time Bomb Town by Lindsey Buckingham. And then there's Heaven is One Step Away, Eric Clapton. Back in Time by Huey Lewis. Dance With Me Henry by Etta James. Night Train by Marvin Berry.
Oh, not by Guns N' Roses.
No.
Boo.
Earth Angel by Marvin Berry. Now, Marvin Berry, that's not the guy's real name. That was the character's name in it.
Okay.
Because, hey, this is your cousin, Marvin Berry.
Ah,
Yeah, so,
The
Okay.
sound you
Yeah.
were looking for.
Yeah. and Johnny Be Good by Michael J. Fox and Marvin Berry.
there you go.
So, yeah, that's that.
So for Apollo 13, we've got. Wait a minute. Who did your Night Train? Did you say?
Night Train was one sec. Marvin Berry.
But you said that was a character's name.
Yeah.
So who actually did it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, my first hit on Apollo 13 is Night Train by James Brown.
Okay.
So maybe it's the same thing.
Like
No,
James
no,
Brown
no.
is the original
Marvin
singer
Berry
for it.
sang that in that under the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. That was the band that was on the
Gotcha,
stage. So
gotcha,
Marvin
gotcha.
Berry and
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Groovin' by the Rascals. Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane. I Can See for Miles by The Who. Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix. Trying to find more hits. Spirited in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum.
which is a song that I hate.
Why? It's such a great song.
It's so lame, the lyrics. He's gonna recommend you to the Spirit of the Sky. It's like
In the sky.
a
It's-
Yelp
the
review.
production is great.
You know?
You're wrong on this one. Sorry, Josh. Honky Tonka by Hank Williams. Blue Moon by the Mavericks. And that's kind of the big hits there. I'll skip all the jabroni hits.
Brony.
Yeah, jabroni.
The Rock is gonna come after you.
Yeah. So on this one, let's start out in the comments here. CJ says Apollo 13 has more songs I personally enjoy. Also, Thou Haveth misspelled Shrek, I believe.
No, I don't.
No, I
No,
don't-
there's a C. There's not a C. in
there's not a C. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, CJ. Good catch. Kim says Back to the Future. Cindy says Apollo 13. Elkie says Back to the Future.
But they haven't heard our arguments. They could be swayed, bud.
Could
Because I've got some good arguments.
Well, then
I
let's
think-
hear 'em.
Okay, well, so
While I fix Shrek.
Shrek, yep. So
Yeah,
you
fix
want me
that.
to start this out?
Turn 'em
Yeah.
in.
Okay, so Back to the Future, I actually bought the album. I like the songs in it.
Okay.
Most of the songs were created for that. So at least the Huey Lewis songs, there were original songs for that. And it fit the time. I think the songs in Apollo 13 was just, this is a song for this era. So if you want to know what time you're in, we're throwing this song in so you know what time it is. So
Right.
to me, those are songs that could have been replayed in any movie that was set in that time period.
Right.
Just very common.
I get
So,
that. I get that. Okay. And Christy, what do you think?
I mean, all I have to say is the power of love. I mean, that's just right
Yeah.
there. I mean, hands down, basically what Josh just said. Absolutely. Definitely got that nostalgia that we keep talking about, part of that movie with all those characters. And they're actually really great musicians in it too.
Right.
And also Apollo 13 never had a musical named after it. So Back to the Future did have a musical last year. So
Sweet.
There you go.
I
That's
think
fair.
that counts for something.
There's gonna be an Apollo 13 musical coming out
Right.
very soon.
That's right.
It's called
Well,
Lost
that'd
in
be
Space.
The introduction say Houston, we have a problem. Dun, dun.
Houston, we have a musical. Nathan, what do you think, man?
I enjoy both films, but like when I think of music, both associated with the film, I would definitely pick Back to the Future. I definitely have those musical connections with it. Just I have the record too, so like that's another reason why I think I would choose that one.
And Huey Lewis was in the movie.
Yeah, he was the news. So
Yep.
This entire thing, but I loved it. Yeah, and Apollo 13 is good, and there's some like scenes that I can think of music related, obviously. But I think Jared had a good point with like it could be just like a movie that during the time period,
Right?
So that's kind of how I see it. So
yeah. This one's a hard one for me. I feel like either one would be able to win if they were up against different songs, but since they're against each other, and we have to pick a winner, makes it a little harder. I think the song selection from Apollo 13 is a kind of a better selection. But man, the Huey Lewis and the news stuff is hard to separate from Back to the Future. Like when I hear Huey Lewis in the news, it's no different from the Batman stuff. Like, it just brings you back to that for good or bad. So even as I'm saying this, I still don't have a decision. I'm still trying to decide.
Okay, so you hear Power of Love,
Mhm.
you think Back to the Future. You hear Spirit in the Sky. What movie do you think of?
I don't.
You don't.
And that's why I'm torn, because the literally Power of Love is the only one that has that tied to the movie to me.
love's that powerful.
And that's true.
Back in Time too was pretty big too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Apollo 13, just because I'm
If you
I'm
wanna
being
be
talked
wrong,
out of it. I mean,
if you
hey,
wanna be wrong.
won't be the first time, won't be the last time. Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns, Apollo 13. So let's see here. Back on the votes, we stopped there. Julia says Back to the Future. Barb says, wow, didn't realize Apollo 13 soundtrack was so good. Yeah, it was one of those that popped up whenever I searched for. I, by the way, got a lot of these from searching multiple sites for top 10, 50, 30, 40 lists of soundtracks. And it's interesting to see how many. One of them that I looked at, their number one pick was somebody else's number 49 pick. It's crazy. It's so subjective, which is what makes it fun. Julia says, just checked on it, and Night Train is the same song, only James Brown's Apollo 13 lyrics has the lyrics, and Marvin Berry's is an instrumental sax feature. Gotcha. Thank you, Julia, for helping out the research department. Barb says, good points, Joshua. And Paul Carson says, great insight by Josh. Totally agree. Why is everybody? This is agree with Joshua Day. This is kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Because I'm right, dude.
Mike McCorder says any soundtrack with Huey Lewis in the news is pretty much a sniper headshot that ends this battle. Well, that's a perfect description. You're wrong, but
Does that mean it sucks and he wants it put down?
that's
or-
what I'm saying, right? Right.
I think he's pro
I think-
Back to the Future.
I think Paul is getting ready to put down old Yeller with his sniper rifle. Barb says also good points by Christy and Nathan and good points by Jared. Oh, I'm so confused. Yes. Good thing you're not dazed and confused. Cindy says I have nightmares from high school band being forced to do a whole show of just Lewis during the halftime football homecoming. My gosh.
But
Wow.
honestly, any rock and roll and marching band is never going to be any good.
I disagree. Have you seen the Bulls on Parade done by like the middle schoolers? Oh, so good. I'll play it on the show sometime.
Even the marching
was
bands,
amazing.
they for halftime shows, just look YouTube those up. Some of them are killing it
Yeah.
for sure.
Mike McCorder says Huey rules. All right, so
Yes, he does.
let's go to the board here and see, Joshua, what our final marks are.
9-3, dude. Sorry, not
Ooh.
even close. It's a blowout.
Yeah, I'd say so, huh?
The news is Back to the Future wins.
All right, so I'm going to update this. Wait for my slow computer, and there we go.
By the way, your argument was the same thing for Bodyguard so just letting you know.
What do you mean?
I know.
Saying that when you think of a song, you think instantly of that movie. And I Will Always Love You, instantly Bodyguard.
No. That wasn't my full argument.
I'm just making a point that I made that kind of an argument about Bodyguard. Just
Right.
saying.
Yeah, but this wasn't a vanity vehicle for Huey Lewis in the news, though.
Well,
Wait,
I
what
mean,
year is it, guys?
What year is
80
it?
Yeah, what year is it?
85 is
Well,
when.
1985.
Like what is it year right now, Marty?
What year is it?
Yeah.
It's 2021.
possibly.
We're a little bit past when he went to the future.
Yes, 2013 I think was when he went. No, 2015.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, because he went like
Oc-
20 years
October 31st,
in,
October-
40 years in the future.
Yeah. something like that.
Yeah, why didn't we get Jaws yet?
Jaws?
Right.
Jaws 4D.
3D.
Oh, gosh.
40.
But we
40.
did get the 3D movies. The very realistic 3D
Yeah.
movies.
All right, moving right along.
And the flying cars.
Kim Garmery says Back to the Future didn't feature a singer in the lead role. Well, neither did Apollo 13.
Bodyguard. She's referring to Bodyguard.
Oh, gotcha. Fair. Cindy says, yes, I agree about Josh and the Bodyguard. Y'all need to quit with this Joshua stuff. Just totally kidding. So next up, holy smokes, we've got Shrek versus Batman.
Oh, this one's going to be tough.
You think so?
I think so because I think the music to Shrek adds a lot to the movie. But
Yeah.
I don't.
All right, let's go ahead. And,
Okay,
let's-
I'll get Shrek.
okay. Attaboy. I'm pulling it up as we speak for Batman. If I can get this up here first, I will. Here we go. Track listing. I hope that's right. I hope this is. Why is there only 5 songs for Batman? Is that
Probably
accurate?
because the rest was instrumental.
Okay, so I don't have artists for any except for one. The Future, Electric Chair, The Arms of Orion with Sheena Easton, and the writers were Easton and Prince, and Party Man, and Vicky Waiting is what I have according to Wikipedia. So you know it's got to be true.
Did Danny Elfman do all the other
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so the track listing. Well, Wikipedia is not taking me where I want to. Give me a second.
You can
Songs
edit. You
features.
can edit it and put it whatever you want there.
Right?
I mean, Shrek's got All Star, Hallelujah in it.
Yeah.
It's got a
Good ones.
donkey.
It's got Donkey.
And dragon.
Let's see.
Okay, so Stay Home by Self, I'm a Believer by Smash Mouth,
Yep.
Like Wow, Leslie Carter, It Is You by Dana Glover, Best Years of Our Lives by the Baha Men, Bad Reputation by Half Cocked, My Beloved Monster by the Eels, You Belong to Me, Jason Wade, Hallelujah, Rufus Wainwright, I'm on My Way, The Proclaimers, I'm a Believer, Eddie Murphy, and True Love's First Kiss. So that's that. Okay.
Some of those are instrumentals.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nathan, we'll start with you on this one.
When I think of Batman, I think more about like Batman Forever when it comes to the soundtrack stuff.
Mhm.
At least with the soundtrack, not score. Because like
Same.
when I said Danny Elfman, like that's immediately what I think of because I
Right.
think of the animated show too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think
That dance wasn't in there too.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, Shrek. Yeah, I have to choose Shrek here because Shrek, I think that like I just have all those associations with like almost all those songs with scenes attached to the film.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like it opens up with All Star and or right.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
Either
so-
All Star or I'm a Believer. I can't remember which
I'm a-
one.
All Star.
Yeah.
All Star,
Okay.
yeah. And then yeah, it's just like it's there's so much connection there, and even though one could argue Batman might be a better movie, like just for me, like I think I like it more, but I don't think of the music as much. At least like the soundtrack, like I was saying. So I'm gonna choose Shrek.
Okay. All right. Changing it up. Joshua, what do you think?
This one's tough for me because I really do like the use of music in Shrek, especially with Hallelujah, and All Star. I thought really fit that opening sequence, but being a product of the 80s and being alive and in high school when that movie, well, junior high when that movie came out, and that album was everywhere.
Gotcha.
It really was. I mean, the Bat Dance video was played
Yep.
on MTV, and that was a whole selling point, was that Prince did the soundtrack to that, and it was like another Prince album. So
Right.
they are so iconically linked together.
Well, and also full disclosure, this actually, before our guests arrived today, Josh and I were rereading our master list, and he noticed that Batman wasn't even on there. I'm like, I mean, it's kind of just a Prince album, right? And he's like, yeah, but it belongs on there. So that speaks to what you're saying. Like it needs to be represented.
And I remember, people bought that soundtrack. They just bought it. It was
right.
Yeah, it was one of the big sellers.
Yeah,
and,
similar to like Saturday Night Fever.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just because it was Prince, but it was a Batman soundtrack. So
right.
It had the big Batman logo on
mm-hmm.
it. And so
it was hot. That was what my childhood
really was.
bedroom was decorated in, was Batman.
Yeah,
so it was a big deal. You're right. Christy.
So I don't know. Come back to me on that.
Okay,
Let me think
Christy.
about that.
Yeah, I'm basically piggyback what Nathan and Josh said. Shrek was definitely one of those spot on soundtracks, and people were buying that. And basically, what Shrek did in the 2000s is what Wayne's World did when it came out. People went back to those songs because of that coming out. We all know Smash Mouth and everything, and Hallelujah. And also, you gotta give Eddie Murphy credit because he did his vocals on that, which he's very talented in singing. We all know Eddie Murphy for comedy and everything, but the guy has a voice. And
I know him from Party All the Time back in '83.
I know him from Raw, not the wrestling show.
But yeah, it just definitely stood out, and obviously the sequels. Because of that, because I believe the soundtrack influenced the sequels as well, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit. But yeah, definitely Shrek definitely stands out a little bit more just because of this, what it did for those people that came when that movie came out, for sure.
Totally fair. This
so
is
you're going Shrek.
Yeah. This is a funny one for me because I was a huge Batman fan as a kid. Like I said, my whole bedroom was all it was everywhere. But I don't think of soundtrack when I think of the movie. I just
the animated show more than the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
The animated show had more familiar music to me.
Right.
If you had grown up in that time,
I did.
You were young.
I was, but that should be even more reason to have that impression.
Well, you probably really didn't even know who Prince was at the time.
No, and that's true.
If you were into music at that time, that was as much linked to the movie as anything else.
Right. And musically, I was not in the Prince genre yet.
Right.
I was still in country and old rock and roll.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm gonna go with Batman on this one because when you think of soundtracks, I think Batman was more iconically linked with its soundtrack than Shrek was.
Gotcha.
Not that the soundtrack's worse or anything, but people who saw the movie also wanted to buy the soundtrack. I don't think Shrek was quite like that.
That's fair. So my vote is actually going to be for Shrek. I think it's got more. How do I want to say that? Not more. It was an interesting way to get a younger generation introduced to old music. By like them redoing the Monkey song, that kind of stuff. Like. And here's
Will
something.
Always be a Neil Diamond song to me.
Well, and here's the thing. Like personally, it really drives me nuts. It borderline really makes me upset when people are like, "Oh, that's that song from da da da." I'm like, it was a song before the damn movie. And Shrek is like the end all be all of that kind of an example.
Right.
And which, as much as it's a love or hate thing, that also speaks to the power of the soundtrack too. So because of that, I've got to go with Shrek. I enjoy the songs a little bit better. I'm a big Prince fan now, and I couldn't tell you a single Prince song from that movie. I know Prince songs from Prince albums, I guess is the best way to say that. So my vote is for Shrek. Going to the comments. Kim says, Jared, look at IMDb. I will try to do that from here on out and see. Let's see here. I've got to go back up. Elkie says she's back. Welcome back, Elkie. Where'd you go? Did you have to go get another Milwaukee's Best? Julia says the songs on Shrek are great, but all of them are performed not by the people who made them famous. No Joan Jett, no Monkees, no Jeff Buckley, and all of us going up against an all Prince album, voting for Prince. Okay. CJ says Shrek soundtrack is almost perfect. The beginning fairy tale story leading into the all-star sequence is the stuff of legends. The Hallelujah scene is so underappreciated that just the soundtrack Shrek soundtrack, excuse me, perfectly shows what kind of movie it is. Also, the Shrek is the sole reason why All Star and Smash Mouth is such a meme, and Shrek also just blows Batman out of the water. Strong argument to be made by CJ Garmo. Cindy says Shrek. Steven says Stephanie Norton is driving, but she votes for Shrek, and Steven also votes for Shrek. Kim says Shrek. It's a great soundtrack. Try saying that one time slow. Elke says vote Shrek, and Mike says Batman. How is Shrek even in this competition? Never a dull moment with Mr. Mike McWhorter. Love it. Kim says I think Shrek is also exactly what I said. Great way to introduce new generation to some of those songs. I've never been a fan of Prince. Oh,
Ooh.
You
Oh my
got me
gosh.
till the last sentence there.
right. Barb says her vote is Shrek, and Mike says Batman is for our truer soundtrack. Shrek is just grabbing a bunch of existing songs. Oh boy, how creative! But honestly, and I've talked about this on the show, and even in our local music scene. What are we doing to support the next generation, the people that are going to make this continue on, or what's this going to look like in 20 years? And we need things like this, as silly and as on the surface as it may seem. It's things like this that really inspire people to pick up an instrument and to get into music. So yeah,
I think that's what Guardians of the Galaxy did really, really well.
that's
A couple years ago too.
and that's true too.
Mhm.
Yep, good point. Ben Russell says, but the opening sequence on Shrek DVD will absolutely drive you nuts if you have a baby and fall asleep with it on. That's probably very true, Ben. Wise words, my friend. Kim says, sorry, not sorry. All right, so where are we at on the votes here?
It's not even close. It's Shrek by 8 and Batman 3. It's just, yeah. But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
I get it. It's fair argument.
If we were talking score, I think I would definitely go Batman.
Oh, agree.
Yeah.
Hands
Yeah.
down. Danny Elfman's definitely so good at score for
Yeah.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
what I think of with Batman almost every single time. Not even Christopher Nolan. I think of Danny Elfman.
right.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
making that music.
Did Elfman do the animated series? Did a few on the
Yeah,
animated
he
series?
did the
maybe?
animated series. Yeah,
That's probably why that one stands out to me more than a movie for
Mhm.
sure.
I just think of Kiss from a Rose when I think of Batman's soundtracks.
All right, so it looks like Shrek is moving on. Next up, holy smokes, Battle of the 80s.
Oh.
Dirty Dancing versus Top Gun. I have already got Top Gun pulled up, so I'll go ahead and list some of these off. Of course, Danger Zone by Kenny
The
Loggins.
only song.
Right. Mighty Wings by Cheap Trick. Hot Summer Nights by the Miami Sound Machine. Heaven in Your Eyes, Loverboy. Through the Fire, Larry Green. Playing with the Boys, Kenny Loggins. Lead Me On, Tina Marie. Destination Unknown by Marietta Waters. The Top Gun Anthem and Take My Breath Away by Berlin. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. Memories by Harold Flademeyer. Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lee Lewis. You've Lost That Loving Feeling, Righteous Brothers. Can't Fight This Feeling, REO Speedwagon. Broken Wings, Mr. The Final Countdown, Europe. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, Starship, and The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush. Wow. All right. And Josh is working on Dirty
Okay.
Dancing.
I've Had the Time of My Life by Bill Medley and Jennifer something.
Mhm.
Be My Baby by the Ronettes. She's Like the Wind, Patrick Swayze. Hungry Eyes, Eric Carmen. Stay, Maurice Williams. You Don't Own Me, Hey Baby. Love is Strange, Where Are You Tonight? And I'll Remember in the Still of the Night by the Five Saints.
I
Did
guess
he just leave us?
he just left. I think we're
He just left
I think
us.
we're just gonna have to vote without him.
We are. And hopefully we'll get this done before he gets back. So,
Yeah, that way he doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah. Well,
Who wants to go first?
let's do Christy. Yeah.
Well, I rather watch Hot Shots than freaking Top Gun.
Me too.
Just saying. I'm not a fan of the movie, but you can't deny that soundtrack. However, Dirty Dancing the songs just fit with the storyline better when it comes to the movie. And of course, I appreciate anybody that does their own music in there just to contribute to it, even if it is in Vanity, whatever, like you mentioned earlier. Well, Patrick Swayze did. And
I
She's
wouldn't
Like the
say it
Wind.
was a vanity project for Patrick Swayze. Not the song. I mean, it was just
Then again, the same song for his love scene is in every single one of his movies.
That's true.
So there's a little bit in there, I think.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it just Dirty Dancing just stands out more, even though Top Gun does have a great soundtrack. But I just personally would like Dirty Dancing. And plus, I was obsessed with it as a kid. That last scene, just, the time of my life, and that video with that is great too.
right.
Dirty Dancing for me.
Dirty Dancing for you. Well, Nathan, what do you think?
This is tough because I think I like Dirty Dancing more as a movie, especially as an adult, like growing up. I mean, I have more fun with Top Gun, and I will say, like, Jared was listing off all the songs. The only song I ever really think about with that movie, obviously, is Danger Zone.
Mhm.
Like, that's the one that just keeps
Same.
playing over and over and over again in almost every scene. So I think I'm gonna choose Top Gun just for like the score, like reason wise, because like I just have that association, like just so connected to that. But I think I like Dirty Dancing more as a movie for sure. And it definitely, like, I would rather watch that movie, but I think for a score purpose, I'm going to go with Top Gun.
Fair.
We're back.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm
but
back.
what's-
I had to pee.
Oh, did you?
I was dying. I thought
Oh,
I'd be
we
able to
held
sneak
it
away.
down. So Christy went with Dirty Dancing for.
Okay.
You thought the songs fit the show.
Okay, and it sounded like Nathan went with Top Gun.
Top Gun, yes.
All right. Top Gun. Final answer.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
So just way more hits. I almost want to say more variety. A little bit into some rock and some pop and that kind of stuff. Whereas I think it was Danny Brown, or I think that was his name. I can't remember for sure. Earlier, might have been Mike McCorder. I don't know. Somebody talking about chick flicks. Dirty Dancing had kind of they appealed more to the female audience. I think in general, musically speaking. And nothing wrong with that. I don't mean that. It's just for me, I'm like Nathan. I heard you say too that Danger Zone's like that's the song for that, but also Berlin. And speaking of which, I'm going to pull this back here real quick. That's actually a funny story, piece of trivia, I guess, for you if you didn't know. Is at the beginning of the show we showed this. Jen Steinman is the one that actually wrote the Berlin song that I can't think of the name of all of a sudden. No, he produced it. He engineered it. Sorry. You're giving me that. Josh is giving me that look like, yeah, no, that not quite.
No,
But yeah, what's the name of the song? Why can I not think of it?
Take My Breath Away.
Take My Breath Away. Thank you. Yeah. So ironic too, whenever I saw that he passed away this week, that we're doing this episode. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah. So yeah.
So you're going with Top Gun.
Top Gun for me. Yep.
So I have to go with Top Gun just because, one, there's more original music for the movie. So Danger Zone, automatically think of Top Gun. And most of the songs in Dirty Dancing, they could be in other movies as well. At the time of my life, of course, was original, but I think there's more songs written originally for Top Gun than there was for Dirty Dancing. 2, Take My Breath Away, Danger Zone. Well, Take My Breath Away won an Oscar.
Right.
And Danger Zone were both written by a guy from Springfield, Tom Whitlock.
Correct.
And he was in my uncle's bands. So I need to probably go with that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Represent Springfield.
That's right. Let's go ahead and go to the comments then. Wow, a lot of good opinions on here. Let's see here.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Mike says, I can't argue that old songs and new movies do bring back to life and exposes them to a new generation, so I can't say that it's a bad thing. That's fair. That's fair. Julia says, Top Gun. Danger Zone. Ben says, hashtag Team Dirty Dancing. Steven with Top Gun. Ben Russell says, nobody puts baby in the corner. Ben also says, did you say The Still of the Night by the Dirty Saints? No, we didn't. Top Gun from Deborah Klein. Deb, thanks for joining us. Brian says Top Gun. Ben says Dirty Dancing is one of the best romantic movies of all time.
Did Ben vote for Dirty Dancing?
You already voted, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim says Top Gun, hello volleyball scene. Atta girl. Cindy says both are great, but got to go with Top Gun. And by Top Gun, she means the volleyball scene.
The volleyballs. There's
Barb's
a lot of homoeroticism in there. There's some latent.
Show enough. Barb says Dirty Dancing is my mom's favorite movie. She one day sat through multiple showings of the movie, but my vote is Top Gun. Had the cassette soundtrack, and we watched the movie on video dozens of times. Fair enough. Ben says Dirty Dancing, the pottery scene. Wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
That's
bud.
Ghost.
That's Ghost.
Yeah, there you go. Vote Top Gun from Elkie. That's all right, Ben. Keep trying. Hey, you'll never hit a home run if you don't swing, buddy. Mike McCorder says Tom, local Springfield writer, wrote the songs for Top Gun and won Academy Awards in '86. Yep. Barb says Kim, I agree. No better eye candy than those grease, sweaty, ripped bodies.
But it's Patrick Swayze. Come on now.
You take my yeah, that's what it was. Ben says it would have to be an amazing time of the year of your life. I didn't read that right at all. It would be amazing to have the time of your life while living in the danger zone. I think that's a tricky situation, sir. Brian says it is so great to be out of town and still listen to the show. I appreciate you tuning in, Brian. It's awesome to have you here. Miss you, and be safe. Mike says Little Top Gun trivia. I thought it was like Little House on the Prairie tie-in. Little Top Gun trivia. Judas Priest was tapped to do a song for the soundtrack, but they kept it for the Turbo record. Yeah, was that Turbo Lover, by the way? I bet you it was. I'm your Turbo Lover. All right, so where are we at on votes here, Joshua?
2-11.
Holy guacamole.
You want to guess which one was which?
Yeah, I'd say Top Gun took cake.
I think so.
That's dirty.
So what we're saying is we did not have the time of our life.
No. We love you, Patrick, but
Right. Apparently not that
looks
much.
like baby was
I'm
put in
the
the corner.
only dedicated person here besides Ben Russell.
Oh, you
Even though he was thinking of ghosts.
argument.
Right.
could be
Baby,
the only
baby was
wrong
put in the
person here.
corner while she was making pottery. All right. Let me put this over here. Updated the board.
Not to mention Roadhouse.
Right. Yep. So yeah, and then good point, Christy. We're already representing a Patrick Swayze movie. So let's go ahead and move on to our final bracket here, which is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Versus Night at the Roxbury. Well, I mean, these couldn't be any more different from one another if we tried.
But both have great cast for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking up the soundtrack, and we've got What Is Love by Hadaway for Night at the Roxbury, Bam Boogie by Bamboo, Disco Inferno by Cyndi Lauper, Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart, Pop Music by Third Party, Be My Lover, LaBouche, This Is Your Night, Amber, Beautiful Life, Ace of Base, Where Do You Go, My Lovely by No Mercy, a little bit of Ecstasy by Jocelyn and Enriquez, What Is Love, I already said that, Careless Whisper by Tamia, sure, not by George Michael. Might be the same song and a cover. I don't know for sure. Josh, what have you got for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay, so we got Poe Lazarus by James Garter, Big Rock Candy Mountain, Harry McClintock.
Yeah.
You Are My Sunshine by Norman Blake, Down to the River to Pray, Alison Krauss, I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow.
So 3 hits so far.
Hard Time Killing Floor.
Doggy Bottom Boy.
I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow, Norman Blake. I'll Fly Away, Alison Krauss. Didn't Leave Nobody But the Baby, Emmylou Harris, Alison Krauss, and like who else? In the Highways, I'm Weary. Oh, Death by Ralph Stanley. In the Jailhouse Now, Lonesome Valley, and Angel Band.
Sounds like a lot of filler. All right.
A lot of filler.
I'm joking.
All right.
All right.
What's
So
the green screen? Or the not green screen, the joking you used to do.
oh, you mean you want this
Screen
little thing?
cam?
Yes.
I'm joking.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
All
need
right.
to do a Julia Lay Cobb for that too.
I mean, Can we not make our own content and our own
Yeah.
material here?
No, we've been accused of stealing.
Oh wait, I forgot. I've got a script that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to follow. Let me
Let him read it to you. Sound it out. There you go.
Yeah. Here's what I think of this. All right, so
Are you just
moving right along from the unsung script.
Did they give you that?
No, I wrote it down
Yeah.
because it's accurate as hell. All right, so I'll go first on this one. Where are we at? We're on. My vote is Night at the Roxbury. I know, surprise, shocker. But Oh Brother Where Art Thou? They
Sir,
had,
justify yourself on that one.
okay. So Oh Brother Where Art Thou had Man of Constant Sorrow and some Alison Krauss songs and a bunch of filler. Night at the Roxbury made me want to get dressed up and go to the club
Can of paint?
with a can of paint. Yes. Yeah, and I'll bring half pint with me. Again, it go well. I mean, there's I wanted to initially say Night at the Roxbury soundtrack really supports the movie. But Oh Brother Where Art Thou? It does as well.
It is the movie.
So, which is
It is the movie. Okay, I'm gonna jump in here because I
yeah, because
cannot
now
hold
you're
my
making
tongue
this,
any
you're now
longer.
making the Saturday Night Fever
Okay.
argument. I get
Okay.
this.
When the Coen brothers were filming this movie,
I forgot to put sugar in my coffee. Sorry.
when Joel and Ethan Coen were producing this movie, they were telling people that the next trend in music is going to be old-timey hill music. And they were right. You got Alison Krauss, her success skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
This brought people
Alison Krauss was big in the 90s, man.
not
Alison Krauss and Union Station was big in the 90s
in her genre.
in bluegrass and country.
Yes.
So what genre did she grow into from this movie?
Everybody knows her now. Everybody knew the song Man of Constant Sorrow. That's Union Station.
Right, but
And people bought that,
people
bought that album.
associate that song more with George Clooney than Alison Krauss.
but people bought that album.
Not because of Alison Krauss, though.
No, but that album was purchased by, it was a huge selling album. Night at the Roxbury wasn't.
Oh,
That soundtrack?
Oh, I'm looking it up. Woo! Boy, you
Oh,
got me
yeah.
hot now, boy.
No. There was a trend. There was a trend that was created by that movie of hill music. People got into it and got into that music. As opposed to dance club music, which had always been a trend.
Bluegrass has been around a hell of a lot longer than
Only
dance music.
only a certain amount of people. This got widespread exposure to people who never would have listened to it before. And these people bought this album
I'm still voting Night at the Roxbury. That's my vote.
because you saw the record sales.
No,
Right?
I actually am. I'm answering messages now that you're calling me out on it.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, they
No, but I am going to Google that. In
Yeah,
fact, I'll
dude,
do it right here
dude,
on
because
screen. Well,
Yeah.
now that you can't see my screen.
they this brought a new genre of music to people who had never been exposed to it, and people bought the albums, and it was a very good selling album. Are we going to do this for everybody?
Yep.
I feel like we need to
All right,
We
let's
need
do
to
it.
say something, but we're gonna
Well,
get there.
we need to separate
All right.
these two or something.
Aside from that,
But
the
that's fine.
music fits, I think, the feel of the movie better. The song "Oh Death," haunting, and made it creepy. And are you really having to dig into the weeds to find it?
This guy. Yeah, I was told by one of our fans to go to IMDb, and that was a total fail.
Yeah,
Wikipedia probably would have it.
Yeah, that's what I
For
think
the
too.
money.
soundtrack.
Show you the
All right. All right, let's look.
Let's look at like the movie money maybe. I mean you probably it's not connected to the soundtrack, but
Right.
Record sales,
you do a record sales.
soundtrack. I'm going to Wikipedia to look up there. So track listing, personnel, Soundtrack performance.
You want us to talk as we're?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, give us your reasons.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, give us your reasons while
Give
we
us your
duke it out
reasons.
over here.
all
right.
right. Well, I'm gonna have to say, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Oh,
Is definitely my choice here, because it definitely is. I mean, the movie has so many associations with it, just like with the sepia, like the tone, like just like the background, like how it's shot,
the cinematography.
cinematography. Yep, and then also with the acting, with the score, like almost everything in that movie is like almost flawless. I think like when I think of a Coen Brother film, like I mean I think of a million different other films, but like this is the one that I'm like almost every single thing that I don't think about in other Coen Brother films is like met within this film. And like the score, like you were saying, like I wasn't into bluegrass, I wasn't into hill music, and then I listened to this and I'm like, okay, I really like this, and it really kind of just opened the door for me because I mean I'm a metal guy. So, and I started listening to this, and I went down a lot of different rabbit holes. But
And you know what? Some of the themes in hill music are the same themes in metal music,
oh yeah,
like the Dark Death song and the
oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's my choice. Oh Brother, Where
Oh
Art Thou?
Brother?
Yeah, and I can't vote against Soggy Bottom Boys because they're just I mean they're just old timey,
Yeah.
And I use old timey.
I got my stats.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay.
Soundtrack CD became the bestseller. It was first certified gold by the RIAA on February 9th, 2001, and reached 8 times platinum by October of 2007. It was sold 8 million copies in the United States as of October of 19. I can't.
Eight-time platinum.
I can't find it.
It went platinum. It went platinum in the UK.
I
Okay.
have the record. I don't have the Night of the Roxbury record.
Right.
See,
it went 8
another
times. It
argument.
went platinum in the United Kingdom for people who've never heard bluegrass. 4-time platinum in Canada.
Christy Pressler, let's see what you've got to say.
You think Night at the Roxbury did that?
I don't care what it did. I liked it better.
That's fine.
So, and here's the deal too. Okay, I'll be honest about this. So, I grew up listening to country.
Right.
By the year 2000, I was so freaking tired of hearing country, and I was
That's
like,
honest.
I'm ready to go clubbing. I'm ready to do anything different from country. So that's
right,
kind of why.
but
too.
it's not about what you like better. It's about what's the better soundtrack. And I would make the argument that you could lift some of those songs out of Night at the Roxbury and replace them with other club hits, and it wouldn't make a difference.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. Why did that just change?
I don't know. I didn't touch
don't
nothing.
know.
You're not wrong.
But you couldn't change.
You're not wrong
Oh
about that.
Death. I think any other song in that wouldn't work out as good.
That's fair.
Okay.
You're not wrong on that argument. You're not
Okay.
wrong.
I'm not wrong.
But I'm
Don't
also
tell
not
me
changing my vote. So, Christy Pressler.
Christy, while we're duking it out.
The only thing I have to say is not even the people who don't watch movies, they know what everyone knows that. I personally think that if it wasn't for the Clooney and them jumping on that Clooney bandwagon, that it wouldn't have gotten the credit or the publicity it did get. I personally think there was better songs in that genre that stands out to me. Because in the movie, because we're going back to movie soundtracks, those songs are great, but they don't make me think of the movie.
For which,
if I think of those songs.
which one are you talking about?
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like if you played, for me personally, this is me personally.
What?
Just those songs. Yes,
The songs were the movie. That was the
Yeah.
whole point of the movie was that they
Right.
were.
but
they
they
were
focused too much on the
escaped
Clooney
convicts.
train, though. But they had other characters that were just as good, other people. But for me personally, they drove on that Clooney train a little too much, where that music soundtrack just not stand out to me. Just the one
siren
song with him in the
the
middle.
sirens scene.
Alt Delmar.
Yeah,
Alt
that-
Delmar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the Emmylou Harris and
Yeah.
Alison Krauss. Go to sleep, little baby. That was so haunting.
It was really beautiful.
that fit the scene. That I mean, if you're looking at it as like a modern day retelling of the Odyssey, which it is,
Ulysses, which is
Yep.
what George Clooney's character
Uh-huh.
is trying to be.
the siren scene, that was perfectly written. The song was perfectly chosen for that scene, and the guy got turned into a toad.
Right. But the thing is if it wasn't for the Clooney train, you wouldn't know about it, to be honest. If
No,
you think of that
no,
aspect.
Cohen The
This
Coen
is just
brothers.
my opinion. I'm
Right.
Coen brothers. The
I'm
Coen
just
brothers
saying.
could have put Jeff Bridges in that, and it still would have worked out.
It's the Coen brothers. That's
It's
why
Coen
they're going.
brothers. People
Yeah.
went to see the movie because it was the Coen brothers.
I think
Yeah.
agree.
they really went on that Clooney train just because the first thing that shows is Clooney's face. When you go back now and listen to the music, yes, it's very pretty.
Hang on, hang on.
I would
hang on.
agree
Underrated?
if they hadn't had so much success before. They did. Fargo was a huge success, and that didn't have anybody who was really famous in it.
We're not
They
talking about
made people
Fargo, though.
famous.
We're talking about Oh Brother.
What
Where
I'm
Art
saying
Thou,
is that
though.
because it was the Coen brothers who wrote it, that was as big of a draw as Clooney.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Not for that particular movie.
No,
because
after Fargo, yes, people wanted to see anything. It was like
Big Lebowski.
Pulp
was that
Fiction. It
before
was like
Big-
Pulp Fiction for or Reservoir Dogs for
Tarantino.
Tarantino.
Yeah. Well, Big Lebowski was right after Fargo, so that's like what, right?
Yeah.
You gotta remember, Will
Yeah.
Ferrell and Chris Kattan were big at that time frame. So neither Roxbury was Saturday Night Live. I mean, you gotta think of that aspect too of the popularity with that.
Right. And
And
they
that
had
introduction.
they
that
had
intro and
okay, they
everything
had
like that.
what 2-3 years before Night at the Roxbury to put that into people's minds, whereas opposed to one movie and it having the cultural impact.
Also, who directed Night at the Roxbury?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
That one person. Um,
But not everyone's gonna focus on the director
Exactly.
or like that.
that's exactly right.
You know,
Well-
they're gonna focus on what the obviously storyline, but who's in it too. I just feel like the Clooney kind of overwritten the storyline and the music with the movie of Brother Where Art Thou to me. If I listen to the music separately without the movie, yeah, it's a great soundtrack. But if you're basing it off the movie soundtrack and what movie it's related to, neither Roxbury stands out more because those songs are going to be giving you that good feeling and remembrance of like, oh my gosh, and quote the movies and continuation of that. I'm sorry, I can't quote Oh Brother Where Art Thou when I hear
I'm
their
Dapper Dan
songs.
Man.
They turned you into a toad.
What?
We thought you was a toad.
Yeah, but there's more quotes that will remind you when you hear the songs Neither Roxbury with that movie.
I know no quotes from Night at the Roxbury.
Let's go to the comments, shall we?
So you're still going with Night at the Roxbury?
am.
I'm with
You're
Jared.
going Night at the Roxbury and Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Let's see here. Okay, so Deborah says, I'd rather watch Roadhouse and get some Jeff Healey action going on.
Sam
Plus,
Elliott.
he gets Sam Elliott. Exactly. Julia
Deborah,
says,
enough with Sam Elliott.
Julia says,
You
Oh
hold your
Brother,
tongue.
an all-time favorite. Brian with Oh Brother. Deborah with Oh Brother. Kim says, I'm voting for Oh Brother just for putting bluegrass out to a new generation of listeners.
Absolutely.
Ben says, Oh Brother. Elkie says, just one more scream can. And Barb says, Oh Brother. Cindy says, Roxbury has better music. I can't do hillbilly music. Ben says, I agree with whatever Joshua Poole is getting ready to say, but because of the soundtrack, because that soundtrack is the movie. Gotcha. Steven says, Stephanie Norton votes Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Ben says, Constant Sorrow is a karaoke draw all over the nation. Unfortunately, you're correct. Kim says, Josh is right. Bluegrass became mainstream because of it. Well, let me tell you something. Bluegrass gained some resurgence. Some of us
never
already
went
were exposed to
anywhere.
bluegrass and knew
It's
all
not
about
whether
it.
or not you were exposed to it. People have been exposed to it for years and years and years. What it is it broadened the exposure. It went from genre specific to pop music.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. You know,
I gotcha. Elkie says, vote Night at the Roxbury. Julia says, people who never bought Bluegrass album bought the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. Yep. Ben says, mic drop. I was one of those people that bought the album. Mike McWhorter,
Same.
the voice of reason, says, I like Night better song-wise, but Brother has far more impact on exposing people to music they were never into. Just repeating the others already said. Yep, that's fair. Ask Jeeves, Jared. I'm dying to ask anybody. They'll give me the answer, especially if it's an inflated number. Kim, per the Rolling Stone, Oh Brother sold 8 million copies. Elkie says, Night at the Roxbury. Okay, got it. Ben says, I didn't even know that there was a Night at the Roxbury record. You should check it out. Oh man, it jumped
it's
everywhere
just
again.
a club record. It could be any type of movie.
Oh Brother is a musical. Night at the Roxbury is a parody film about Saturday Night Fever or Saturday Night Live, just like Wayne's World. Julia says, we thought you was a toad. Ben Russell says, I watched the movie because of the song Constant Sorrow. Deborah Klein says, the only song I remember from A Night at the Roxbury is What is love? Oh, brother, there are many I remember. I didn't watch it for George. The Siren song is one of my favorites. I watched it because my dad asked me if I had heard the T-Bone Barnett song, so we rented the movie. And Ben says, this is a really good show tonight. Thanks, Ben. I'm glad you're participating and getting to catch it. It's good stuff. And it's fun debate. It's not like I'm going to go and take him out and throw him down the stairs onto the show. But I might.
Not
But I
again.
might.
Not again.
Not again. Don't say it out loud. We're accessory if you do that.
Right, exactly. Elkie says she agrees with Christy. Exactly, Christy. All I can think of is two morons bobbing their head. Fair.
He's referring to the movie, not you and Christy agreeing with this.
What? Shots fired, y'all.
I mean, Chris Kattan.
But the thing is, you know what that's from. That's the key, though. Whenever someone does that, you instantly know which movie that is from.
Yeah, but I don't respect people that do that.
Oh, come on now. So suddenly you don't respect me and Christy?
No, that bob
duly
their head.
noted.
When I see people in the club, I was like, yeah, I think
Fair enough. All right, so where are we at on
Every time I
votes?
see you, I'm gonna do it right when you're
Do
performing.
you really want to know?
Yes, some of us do.
12-4.
Y'all a bunch of damn sellouts. No, I'm not mad at. Honestly, I'm not mad at that. Like I said in my argument, for me personally, growing up on country and bluegrass and stuff, like I was at a turning point. I was burnt out. All right, so let me. Oh, I've got too many of these things open. Update this. Oh, brother advances. And that wraps up the right side of the bracket. And if this would work. There we go. We're going to bring this into our little program that we use. And we're going to take a commercial break here in just 1 second. So let me cue this up, bring this out, do this and that. And that way Joshua can do his little producer thing over there. Which speaking of which, Josh, normally you and I are able to get through the show and do some pre-production and kind of smooth things out. And today is not one of those days.
It's not one of those days.
It's freaking showing, man.
But
and
the conversation's good.
It is.
Mhm.
All right. Now we're ready for we've got the board all updated and stuff.
Okay,
So we should be able to do that.
Okay.
And then one more. We're gonna take a commercial break. We'll be back.
Hey Springfield, Robert and Cheryl Crook here.
And together we are Zen Lens Photo Media.
You've probably seen us around town, but did you know we also do family and children photography,
Don't forget maternity and infant sessions.
as well as senior portraits and weddings?
Please keep us in mind when you need event coverage and videography.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at www.zenlensphotomedia.com.
Or you can give us a call at 417-818-7067 and book your session today.
Oh, let's see if I can hit the button. Got it. Oh, what happened to me?
There was a scuffle.
There was a little scuffle going on. You know, I just want to go over here and check in on Josh. Oh, looky there. Oh, he must have taken the stairs. All good stuff. All right,
We
so
know nothing.
right, exactly. Nothing at all. Let me make sure I've got this set up right as we are behind the scenes. All right, so we are going to go ahead and take this time to get to know Mr. Nathan Jones.
Well, hey,
Boom! It worked. Nathan, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Glad we got that feisty little producer out of here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was starting some stuff, man.
I know how to defend him a little bit. But
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Nobody puts baby in a corner except for me. So I got to start at the top here, Nathan. What is your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart?
So actually, I've always had a really strong opinion about Pop Tarts, and I don't know why, but
Yeah?
because I teach, and so I have like a question of the day, and it's usually something along the lines of like, hey, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? And one of the things I do ask is about Pop Tarts. So
It's a great opener.
yeah, it is. And I said, what's your favorite Pop Tart? And then I immediately, get everyone's answers, and then from there, I like shut everyone down once they're all done, and I'm like, there's only 4 answers. Because I'm an original Pop Tart fan. And so I like the original 3 plus Wildberry, which is what Christy talked about earlier.
Gotcha.
So strawberry, cherry, and blueberry. Those are to me, those are what Pop Tarts are.
Yeah.
And so my favorite Pop Tart is cherry. And it's to me, it's like one of the best artificial cherry flavors. Like Airheads, I really like cherry Airheads, and I really like cherry Pop Tarts.
Right. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm like you. I'm Camp Fruit, as we refer to it on the show. And we've got a T-shirt out on our website also, and one for the brown sugar cinnamon folks.
That one's respectable, I guess, but ish.
So I'm like you. I grew up with a strawberry and blueberry, and it wasn't until I don't know 5 years ago I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that cherry, and I'm like, wow, that's really good, because I'm not big on artificial cherry. So exactly what you said, I was pleasantly surprised. So yeah, butter or no butter on your Pop Tarts?
I can do both.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I mean, I guess I've not done with butter much because I normally, because I haven't thought about it. But I mean, the times I have done it, I'm like, I've enjoyed it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Usually the butter, I need it to be toasted if I'm going to do the butter.
Yeah, it makes sense for it to be warm. Somebody, we had Christy helped me out on this. I think it might have been Barb that was talking about you've got to score the Pop Tart and stuff before you toast it, and then that way when you go to butter it, it gets on all the crevices. I'm like, that's too much work for a damn Pop Tart.
That sounds about right.
It's a Pop Tart, guys.
Fair enough. So I'll ask you the same thing I asked Christy. There's a toy company that is making action figures of Nathan Jones. What 2 accessories does it come with?
Well, you see, there's probably already a Nathan Jones action figure. If you remember the Australian wrestler.
Yes, from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also he's Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
And Troy. And so he's the first guy to get killed. I always say that when I plug anything, is like, hey, if you're gonna look me up, make sure you type in these specific things, or you're gonna find the Australian wrestler / WWF wrestler.
Yep.
So besides not already having an action figure, I guess I would have a string with a lot of different voices, because I can do a lot of different sounds from different movies, like Predator. I'll just do that.
We got. That's freaking awesome.
And like I can talk like Elmo or something, or Scooby Doo or Shaggy.
I'm sure everybody does this, but like when you talk to an animal, you use that in a voice, and which that was not mine, but it was almost. I catch myself doing that to my cat, and sometimes I'm like, man, I sound like Elmo. What is up with this? But yeah, I'm all for that kind of stuff. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I actually talking about that question of the day I do with my students sometimes. I actually asked one time, like, okay, I'm going to start the first 5 minutes of class with the most amount of votes that you pick between Smeagol, Yoda, and Elmo.
Oh wow!
And
easy.
Yeah, and I was just laughing the whole time when they all picked Elmo. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the first 5 minutes of there's Smeagol right there. I mean, come on, who doesn't love Andy Serkis?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so a pull string,
and then removable facial hair. So
I noticed that about you on your Facebook. Yeah,
I changed my facial hair a lot. So when I was in China, I was actually completely I was a baby. And I just rocked a mustache not that long ago, which I think you saw probably from Facebook. I've had a long beard, a short beard. It's all over the place. But luckily I look fine with all, either way. So I'm I'm blessed that way.
You're able to change it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So interchangeable facial hair.
I like that.
Yeah.
So like a detachable beard or kind of, well, I almost said a Mr. Potato Head, a potato head.
Yes.
All right. So,
that's me, Mr. Potato Head.
Right. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. What was your first album that you bought with your own money?
With my own money, I was gonna go Christy route with NSYNC and Britney Spears. I didn't spend my own money on that, so that was my parents. So it doesn't count. So
your parents bought that?
Those.
Oh, you mean for you? Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was like, dang.
But I took a sharp turn, the classic rock route, and I actually got Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Ooh.
That was my first.
Yeah.
And I remember the CD costing $30 or $40. Yeah.
That's crazy.
At the time.
Was it some kind of deluxe edition or something?
I guess. I mean, it's already a double disc, right?
Right.
So, But anyway, yeah, maybe I'm just like blowing up that figure in my mind as a kid. But anyway,
The
yeah,
CDs were pretty high price.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
mhm. So yeah, the wall.
that's fair. Do you play any instruments?
I do not. I played one instrument in like 5th grade.
Yeah. Was it in band or an orchestra or
It
what?
was in band at school. It was the flute.
Oh, really? A
Yeah.
flautist?
I wanted to, that part in Stairway to Heaven.
Mhm.
Like I wanted to do that.
Very cool.
So
So, did you ever learn it? Were you able to do it?
no,
No?
It took 2 weeks, and I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
You're like, I can't even get Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm out.
I can't do this thing. You know.
Yep.
Oh.
Maybe you should have detached your beard and just used the power of the
I had the
mustache.
beard back then.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
So, you know.
If you could play any instrument, what would you like to be able to play?
I always go between two, and they're similar because I guess they have I'm not huge into like playing music, obviously. So correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
but like strings, so anyway, violin
Mhm.
and the piano.
Nice.
So those are, obviously very different ways to play it.
Very
but
different, but the feelings that they produce for people listening
Right.
are very similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like that somberness, I guess,
Mhm.
and like you can relax with it. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely so. Another question that I want to ask you, and I'll circle back to Christy and ask her this. I asked about your first album. What was the first movie that you owned, being a movie buff?
Oh man. I can remember my first Blu-ray.
Okay.
Which
So-
is,
You're big into Blu-ray over
am.
DVD. I want to talk about that too
Oh,
in a
yeah.
minute. But yeah, what was your first Blu-ray then?
well, I remember my first Blu-ray because I was actually, I was really hesitant on like transitioning, from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray and all that stuff.
Right.
And Laserdisc before all that. I wasn't around for that. But my first Blu-ray was Avatar, actually, because it was one of the the James Cameron Avatar.
Mhm.
It's a good movie, and
Yeah.
like there's a lot of movies that are like it, like Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas. They're all similar in the same kind of vein, Last of the Mohicans and stuff. But that was my first Blu-ray. I do remember one of my first DVDs probably was like the original Star Wars trilogy.
Gotcha.
Even though they weren't like the original, George Lucas edits. Like they were
Right.
they were edited and changed up a bit, which I know is a whole thing.
For sure. So why Blu-ray over DVD? Besides just like the newer, fresher in thing.
Right. Well, now there's 4K Blu-ray,
Mhm.
which is the next step, and obviously everyone's streaming right now. But physical media it's a niche market, but at the same time, there's so many titles you cannot get, through streaming. Obviously there's a lot
Right.
more streaming services now, so almost like it used to, like it's cable now. Like,
Exactly. It's
choose.
divided up. So for myself, I've got like Netflix, HBO Max, Peacock, Hulu. Like we have all these to be able to get this show and that show on this one and this show on that one, and it's very divided.
Yeah, and financially, that's definitely like if you're not really going to buy things all the time, that's definitely the way to go because you can just stream it.
Right.
But for me, I'm a big physical media collector, so I have thousands of movies. On most of them, like 99.9% of them are on Blu-ray or 4K
Right.
Blu-ray. And yeah, the reason is just picture quality, harder to scratch. It's also on just like crisper and it's sleeker on the shelves. It's shelf space too because it's a lot
It is
smaller
slimmer.
case.
hmm
And so
I've
there's-
never, to be honest, and maybe it was my TV because I don't have a 4K TV, but I've never been able to tell a difference between DVD and Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
Maybe I'm movie trash for saying that, but that's
Well-
just my opinion on that.
I'd say early on it wasn't as noticeable, but like
And that's
now
fair.
it's certainly like it's not 1080p anymore. It's
Right.
definitely
Yeah.
like you got on a Blu-ray you have either a 2K or a 4K scan, even if it's not a 4K. It could be
Right.
a 4K scan or something.
Mhm.
And it looks a lot better on a 4K TV.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Makes sense. Nathan, what would you be if you followed your childhood dream?
Actually, I am following my childhood dream. I'm a teacher. Except I switched subjects, I suppose. So history was my subject growing up because I had a history teacher in 5th grade that I really, really liked and just like caught me into like just the world of history.
Yeah.
And then I realized as I was growing up in high school, I'm like, I can either be a coach or a history museum curator / or teachers.
Gotcha.
There's limited things to do with history. So that's the reason I kind of got out of that and went to communication. And now I'm a public speaking teacher and I teach communication. So that's what I do.
Very cool. Very cool. It totally makes sense because I too was going to be a history teacher. I chose not to because I'm like, I'm done with school. I'm over it. But my freshman year, I had a history teacher that really gave me a passion for history. So I really understand that and get that. I think that's really awesome. All right. I think we've got all that covered. Now then, Joshua. Actually, before I do that, I want to let me see if I can flip over here.
Nathan Jones?
Christy. Well, you know, Christy, what was your first movie that you bought with your own money? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I know the first movie I went to the theaters for.
Okay, what was that?
That one is the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie.
There you go.
95. I remember going to theaters for that one, and the soundtrack in that movie really got me wanting to learn more about music growing up and stuff. As a buying first movie, that part I don't remember. I do remember my first Blu-ray because I just recently got on the Blu-ray train, and I got Frighteners.
Nice.
Michael J. Fox, and
It's a great movie. I actually have that on VHS. Yeah.
yeah, I did too at one point, and I'm definitely expanding to the Blu-ray.
That
I was like you,
underrated
Jared,
movie.
Yeah, very
Underrated.
very much so.
for sure. And I'm with Jared. Like I just didn't really notice a difference till I actually start buying and looking into it with the difference between Blu-ray and DVD. And
Right.
now that I'm buying more Blu-ray for classic horror movies like Sleepaway Camp is only on Blu-ray, and I bought that. I know, right?
Crazy movie.
If you haven't seen that, holy,
Mhm.
I would definitely recommend either watching it or even looking at the Dead Meat YouTube channel because they talk about it. But yeah, just definitely exploring the Blu-ray has been definitely rewarding. I definitely suggest everyone to do at least one movie.
Speaking of which, perfect segue. Thank you, Christy. Nathan, tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel because you also run a YouTube channel that is dedicated to movies.
Yeah. So it's the same name as mine, so Nathan Jones. But like I said, type in like movie reviewer or like.
Don't type in with an Australian accent, or
Yes.
you'll get something completely different. That was totally British. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna stop. All right. Oh, what?
I don't know. But yeah, if you just type in Nathan Jones, you're gonna find him. Yeah, if you just type in like Blu-ray or Nathan Jones movie review, you'll find me. I talk all about the physical media mostly. I
Mhm.
talk about Blu-rays and collecting, and honestly, there's been a big shift on like minimalism and collecting. It's like a weird thing that we're finding a balance because yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But we talk about all sorts of things. I do movie reviews sometimes.
Like right now, you're doing a through Z challenge. So
Yeah.
like A through M and then L through Z.
Yeah, so I actually stumbled accidentally because I have such a long queue of movies that I have because I buy so much physical media that I don't have all the time in the world to watch everything I buy. Obviously, I do a lot of research before I buy them, or I like a certain actor or director or something associated with the film, and I just stumbled into this ABC challenge, and I'm like, I need to watch these at least 26 movies just randomly on my shelf, and I'm going from A to Z. Some of them are really hard, like Q and Z and all of those.
Sure.
Kind of hard to find movies, but you can find a way if you have streaming services too. If you can join in the challenge as well, it's like just
Mhm.
watch movies that have been sitting on your shelf for a while, or like watch movies that you've never seen before. That's part of the whole challenge.
Well, and what was interesting for me too is you're not like a what's the word I want, like a casual viewer of the, like your A through M series that you just uploaded on YouTube. I watched the whole thing, and it's a good thing that I didn't know a single movie that you had suggested, which was refreshing to me because I thought, oh, A through Z, okay, so it's gonna be Avatar, it's gonna be Batman, it's gonna be, and it was none of that. It was great stuff. So I think that's really cool, and it makes sense when you said that you follow like directors and all that kind of stuff. It makes sense why they're kind of off the beaten path,
Right. And
from mainstream.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier with The Big Chill, it's like I know it's a big movie, obviously, but it's not a big movie to a lot of modern audiences,
Right.
Because not everyone really knows The Big Chill.
Correct.
And so you kind of have to look up and discover these things and go down these different rabbit holes. Or like, hey, I like Jeff Goldblum, so I'm going to go and watch The Big Chill.
Right.
Yep. And that's kind of how it kind of happens for a lot of people. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
What's the best way to watch Star Wars? Machete cut or
Oh, I was gonna say naked.
one
I don't know.
one two machete version, or the prequels and then the sequels, or the prequels and then the original trilogy, or original trilogy then the prequels?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Which order to
Yeah.
watch them?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Have you watched it in the machete order?
what's the machete order?
The machete order is The
Like
first-
chronological?
huh?
Like chronological?
No,
time.
no, it's New Hope,
Mm-hmm.
Empire. Then it goes back to
Phantom Menace,
the first Phantom Menace.
Okay. Attack of the Clones.
Well, actually, you skip Phantom Menace. Phantom
These
Menace.
are all over the place.
Yeah. And then you do Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. Then
Hi, Christy!
then you do Return of the Jedi.
I go in chronological order
Yeah.
usually. I mean,
Go ahead.
I was
Are
gonna
we
say-
nerding out too much over here?
No, I just think to each their own. Don't have to be technical about it, especially Star Wars. I mean, you can watch it how they were the year they were released or storyline wise. I mean, honestly, you're gonna get the same feeling either way. Because that's why Star Wars is so great is because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you watch it because you're gonna get the same feeling, same results each time. So I just think you're just putting too much work on yourself if you be analytical about how you should watch it.
You heard it here first.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right. I want to get back to the comments because we got a lot of them coming in. Let's see here. Ben says, let's be realistic. This weekend was hardcore. Yeah, there was a lot going on for sure. Hey, look who it is. John Reese, my fellow co-host of Recliner Wrestling Review. What about brown sugar Pop-Tarts? Yeah, we got some. They're there.
Really good in the frappe style.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. It's actually, have you had it in the latte form yet?
Not yet.
It's,
Not me
I
personally.
love it.
I think I want to try that next.
Yeah. Julia says Team Cherry Pop-Tarts.
Yes.
Ben says he was also the penitentiary in Australia
Yes,
before
he
he became a
was
wrestler.
arrested.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
I was.
Ben says my kiddo Jax would pick Elmo any day of the week. Chris Schneider says FYI new bar on Lone Pine, The Rock is a cool place. Awesome. I've never heard of that. Do they do live music, Chris, or what kind of bar is it? Like what's the theme or the draw? Deborah says, do they have oh, she's asking the same things. John Reese, streaming edits. DVD and Blu-ray can't be messed with. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So when we do our wrestling review, this is for our other show. Like I'll watch on the network or something, and there'll be edits and stuff, and he has a huge wrestling DVD collection, and he's like, well, that's not actually what happened. So, and I'm sure it's the same with movies as well.
Yeah, I'm like with Nathan. I have a huge physical collection. I'm just a firm believer in that. I have a huge on my side too. I actually don't do streaming at all. I don't have any subscriptions or anything.
Gotcha.
I'm like, get a physical copy and do your own source on it, or even go read the book version. 'Cause
Right.
there's book versions for anything.
Yeah, and for movie edits, like one of the first things that come to mind is obviously the Twin Towers. Like that's all taken out of a lot of movies and stuff anymore, especially on streaming and
Same
whatnot.
with the Harry
Star
Potter
Wars.
books. Harry
Edits.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he edits his arm off. I don't
Oh
know.
gosh.
Mike McCord says I had Sleepaway Camp movies on DVD, but not Blu-ray.
They're so hard to find on regular DVD these days.
Nathan Jones was a horrible wrestler, but man, he looked tough. Yep, agreed. Kim says, since you have movie buffs on today, what do they think about the drive-in experience?
I'm a
Thoughts?
fan.
Yeah.
The
I'm-
first movie I saw was Star Wars at a drive-in.
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah.
go.
It's
That's
one of
excellent.
one of my first memories.
What was it double featured with?
I don't remember. I don't even know if it was a double feature at that time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know from my experience in going to drive-ins, not all of them were double features.
But it was just a totally unique experience seeing Star Wars on the big screen back in the 77, I believe.
Mhm.
I would have been 4.
Wow.
Drive-ins took they're a lot bigger now, at least coming back because of the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that I'm like, hey, I'm not mad at this. I think drive-ins are a fun experience. It's something for the family to do and to do together that's different from going in a theater where you have to be all quiet and stuff. Like you could be with your family and talk amongst yourselves and that kind of thing. Plus, I'm just all for keeping old things around and not forgetting about them. John says, 451236789 is the order that you should watch Star Wars. Terry Jones with us saying hi to everyone. Since I've almost missed another show, well, you were here just in the nick of time. Ben says, "Wow, Josh, you're old."
I never claimed.
I'm just going to keep that up there for a minute.
It's fine. I know my age.
Just remember next time you go to Identity Crisis show that you want Josh to help you with something.
What?
I was talking to Ben. I was defending you. My friend.
There you go. Terry says my first
See,
drive-in was in movie was the original Star Wars in Ava. Yes, that place actually was open back then. So I didn't know that Ava had one, Terry. I knew that Seymour did. But yeah, where in Ava was that at? I'm curious to know.
In Ava.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Ava.
I know, but I mean where? So like the theater was off the corner of the square. Ben Russell says
I think it's just kind of out in the country off the highway.
Ben says, like your producer Josh old, you keep him around. Okay. Anyway,
keeping old things around.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So he had to dig at me.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's get to the let's get to the nitty gritty here. We're in the middle with Wayne's World versus The Big Chill. Now we've already listed all the songs, so we won't go through all of this. I don't think, unless you feel we need to. Maybe for a recap or something. I don't know. But so we've got Wayne's World versus Big Chill. Christy Pressler, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Wayne's World based on my previous statement. Just saying that's still valid for this comparison.
Yeah.
Ditto. Yeah, I'm going to go with Wayne's World because of based on what I said earlier.
Same. Wayne's World.
Same.
There you go.
Party on.
Party on.
Right. So for all the time that we spent on Oh Brother Where Art Thou earlier, there was the catch up for that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments. Mike McWhorter says Aurora still has a drive-in open.
That one's good.
I personally never actually been to a drive-in.
Man.
I never had a pleasure.
Oh,
doing
you have
it.
to go.
Yeah.
I want to.
Experience.
I want to. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Terry says kind of between Town and Country and Walmart across from Rawlings. Oh, sort of. Okay, gotcha. So that was like right in the center of town. That's crazy. Kim says The Big Chill. Julia says Wayne's World. Queen continues to rule. Wayne's World for Stephanie and for Steven. Ben says Wayne's World, party on, excellent. Party on, excellent. Oh wait. Well,
and thanks to Wayne's World for
I don't have my
adding
all
Uber
black
Eats.
hat, but
yes, I totally dressed up as Wayne one year. It was perfect.
it's got to look like a mullet. My hair doesn't look like a mullet. Whatever. All right. Well, now it looks like a hot mess.
There we go.
Perfect. Oof. All right, so let's see here. We've got John Reese says, is the Josie and the Pussycat soundtrack excluded from the bracket because it's obviously the best soundtrack ever? No, John,
because we hate feminist movies,
right,
right, Christy?
Yeah. We're not actually. John is a big fan, honestly, of rom-coms, and it's always something that like I love, and it also cracks me up about John.
Okay, rom-coms is a separate bracket when it comes to soundtracks, and freaking 50 First Dates rules of all the rom-coms. Just saying.
I would like to come back on the rom-coms because I love rom-coms too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Duly noted.
I'm totally down for that.
Let's see here. Ben says you and Josh should be waiting on Garth. Should be Wayne and Garth for Halloween. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
I could do it.
But you gotta have like
if you were an ice cream flavor, you'd be pralines and dick.
But you gotta have like the facial like
his facial it's
Pralines
very
and dick.
good.
He based that off of his brother. Did you know that?
Yes.
See the facial expression again.
Yeah, do it again for the camera now.
If you were an ice cream flavor, you'd be pralines and dick.
All right. Well, good stuff, man. I dig it. Mike McWhorter says, yep, rom-coms rule. They made one related to way much. What? They made one I related to way too much called Just Friends.
Good movie.
Never seen it.
Yeah. Just
Ryan
Very
Reynolds.
good. Ryan Reynolds.
And
Oh.
Anna Ferris.
The opening scene.
I'm thinking of Friends with
Hilarious.
Benefits.
I swear.
Also a good movie. Both good movies.
Well,
So Friends with Benefits or
right. One's a good movie and
Yes.
a good barter.
The answer is yes.
All right, so we'll move on. Roadhouse versus Saturday Night Fever.
Do you want to know who won that?
I do.
I mean, it's kind of important
It
to the
was
whole
kind
show.
True.
I can just tell you that the Big Chill only got 1 vote.
Oh,
The big chill in the corner.
totally fair.
Chill out.
Totally fair. All right. So, oops, I did the wrong one. I need to do Wayne's World moves on, correct?
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct.
That
And
is
what's
correct.
next?
Next, we've got Roadhouse versus Saturday Night Fever.
Ooh.
All right. And Nathan, we'll start with you on this one.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna choose Sam Elliott. So I'm gonna choose Roadhouse because as much as I love the Bee Gees, I just like the music for Roadhouse is just like it's the movie. I mean, obviously that's kind of the argument for a lot of the things that we've been
Right.
talking
Isn't
about.
it funny though how like depending on which side we're like, yeah, but that's all the movie was, and you're like, yeah, but it supported the movie, so it makes it great.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, to me, it's like I also have a recency bias too because I think I've seen Roadhouse more recently than I've seen Saturday Night Fever.
right.
Because it's been a long time since I've seen Saturday Night Fever, and I've seen Roadhouse a lot more.
Mhm.
So I think in my book there's that, but I think it's just because I enjoyed the movie a lot more. So I think I'm going to choose Roadhouse for this one.
That's fair. Joshua.
Saturday Night Fever.
Christy.
I'm with Josh. Saturday Night Fever. Piggybacking on what he said, if you're going to movie soundtracks, Saturday Night Fever was bought because of the soundtrack. Roadhouse movie was bought for the movie itself, not the soundtrack. Even though the music was great in Roadhouse, but if you're talking about movie soundtracks itself, as in what was bought more, Saturday Night Fever was bought more on the soundtrack part. So
Right. Real quick, Mike McCorder says, I think people are picking their movie they like better more than the soundtrack. So here's my vote on this is Saturday Night Fever, and I think Roadhouse is a way better movie. So Mike, I can't say that I totally agree. On some of the ones that we've done in the past, I would say, yeah, some of us are leaning into movies that we like more so than the soundtrack, perhaps. But for me, not on that one. Roadhouse is a way better movie, in my opinion, but Saturday Night Fever is by far better soundtrack.
agreed.
Let's go to the comments. John Reese says Roadhouse. Says Saturday Night Fever. Terry Jones, Roadhouse. Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever. Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
Close.
Mhm.
Ben says, oh, ho, ho, ho. Staying alive. Staying alive. Mike says Saturday Night Fever wins, hands down. Elkie says Saturday Night Fever.
Pretty sure Ben just voted like 3 times.
No, he's singing. What do we got, Josh?
What was your vote again?
Saturday Night Fever.
9-5,
Working 9 to 5.
which is a
What
really
a
good
way to
soundtrack
make a
too.
living. Yes, it is. I hit the wrong button there. All right, so Saturday Night Fever will advance on. All right, got that side updated. My computer's so slow. Don't forget to sign up for Patreon. Help a brother out, please. All right.
Lost
I'm
money for
going
those
to get mushy here, though. I really do. Josh, you and Jared both do great work.
Oh,
you
thank
guys
Thanks.
are definitely underappreciated.
Not
and-
that you could tell by today's show on my part, anyway.
No, seriously. This is a local podcast, of course, but we all know, but just some people deserve the credit that they needed, and you guys definitely deserve that for sure.
Well, thank you
we
so much.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Even though Josh and I agree at times, by golly, we agree on
That's
a heck of a lot
we do.
too.
We
So
agree that we need to be appreciated.
that's right. Here.
And they need that Patreon for the bill that Josh falling down the stairs.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those hospital bills are going to be through the roof. You know why? Because his old hip
Oh, right.
might
Never
get
mind.
done in.
Scratch that out.
Edit.
Another movie soundtrack, Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey are both great soundtracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna have to do a part 2, maybe a part 3 of this.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, some of these Tournament of Champions, there's so many to choose from. I know, like the TV themes, I actually had like 50 or 60, and then I had to stop and like restart the list and separate animated from non-animated and instrumental from ones with lyrics. So it's 3 different ones, each with like 50 or 60
Right.
apiece.
Well, TV
So-
hands down is Golden Girls. You kidding me? Just saying.
They're over here too.
Just saying.
So yeah. Next up, we've got Back to the Future versus Shrek.
Ooh.
Wow,
This is the hardest one for
we're getting
me.
down to the nitty gritty now, folks.
Ooh.
You thought we were feisty and fighting before. You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. Christy, what do you think? Back to the Future or Shrek?
This is hard because they're both so good. I'm gonna have to say Back to the Future just because Shrek is basically repeating previous songs that were on previous movies, even though it got more recognition for doing it. But for first time hearing the certain songs, and Back to the Future has a couple originals attached to the movie. I think I would have to go to Back to the Future based on that part, just because even though the songs in Shrek made them get recognized again, you still have heard them before the movie either way.
Right.
But in Back to the Future, there's a couple originals plus, just that part of alone where when Back to the Future came out, those were considered new. So
Right.
based on that part, I have to say Back to the Future for sure.
Okay. So Christy's going with Back to the Future. Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah, this is difficult. Just because I associate music with both these films like almost like scene for scene. So
Right.
I would say I'm thinking Back to the Future though, because just Huey Lewis in general. It's just I mean,
Let's not forget Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
With Johnny B. Good.
it's just it's all that. So I mean, as much as like we were talking about earlier with Shrek, those are all past artists. Like, obviously just like, some of the other movies that we were talking about earlier with just exposing a new generation to these different songs. I think
Right.
I think Back to the Future still has that originality to it that I think will edge it over Shrek. So I'm going to pick Back to the Future.
That's fair. Totally fair. Joshua, what do you think?
Back to the Future.
I've got to go Shrek.
I saw her face.
Yeah,
He became a believer.
I did. I think my final reasoning for that would be because it exposed people to more artists besides just the heavy on the Huey Lewis and the News kind of thing. Again, going back to what I said earlier, if somebody's watching both of these movies now and they had never seen them before, you're getting more exposure to, first of all, more artists and bands, but also even further back in the catalog, which I'm all for. So Shrek for me, which is, again, so funny because it drives me nuts when people are like, I'm a believer. Oh, that's that movie from Shrek. I'm like, no, it's that song from the 60s by the Monkees. So yeah, it's weird that I'm saying that, but I am. Let's see here.
If you want the Monkeys, go watch the movie Head. Great movie.
There you go. Ben says, when do you pause for a station identification / bathroom break? Well, we just did a minute ago, but we're going to again here in just a minute as soon as we finish this next bracket.
Take your phone in the bathroom with you.
That's right. Just don't tell us all of your adventures. Or do just send them to me privately. No, don't. Deborah says Saturday Night Fever, they actually had a movie premiere on TV that featured the music just like they did for Sgt. Pepper's in Grease. Gotcha. Steven says, you say like you do, like you're drinking, just keeps getting more and more unintelligible. Next time it'll just be like a Wookiee call. Fair.
We've got a Wookiee call.
Yeah,
iPhone.
there you go.
There you go. Deb says, me too. Thank you for being a friend. Yes, exactly. Back to the Future for Kim. Back to the Future for Ben says, come on now, Huey Lewis. So I guess that's a Back to the Future.
Yep.
Terry says Back to the Future. Ben, yep, confirmed Back to the Future. John says Back to the Future. Huey for life. Wait a minute. Huey for life. Yeah, there we go. So Steven says Shrek and Back to the Stephanie says Shrek and he says Back to the Future. So 1-1 for both of them. Elkie says Back to the Future. Terry says my 12-year-old daughter loves The Johnny Be Good scene. Yeah, it's a great scene. Back to the Future for Mike McWhorter. And that's all we've got on comments. So where are we at on votes?
2 for Shrek. 11 for Back to the Future.
Fair enough. Here's the deal. I'm not mad at any of this. They're all great.
At this point, they're all champions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. We've gotten all the fluff out of the business. Okay, so next up we've got
So you're admitting the Bodyguard is fluff.
Yes.
no. You son bitch. I'm not. So
You just said we've gotten all the fluff out of the business.
that doesn't mean that everything that's out of the business was all fluff.
But you
Yeah,
just
Urban
said we've
Cowboy,
gotten
come on.
all the fluff out of the business.
Yes, we've gotten Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Batman, Urban Cowboy. We've gotten all the fluff out. All right, so next up we've got Top Gun versus Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh.
Man, now let's hear your arguments for some bluegrass crap. Joshua, we're starting with you.
Top Gun. I'm going
Oh,
with the
what?
Spring-
What?
Right?
I'm going with the
What?
Springfield boy. I'm going.
Oh, so you're going for the hillbillies?
I'm going.
Ah. He's a shepherd of the hill.
Yes. Come on, Branson.
To be fair,
Yeah, I'm
both,
going Top Gun.
to be
Okay.
fair,
Yeah.
both movies represent that culture, though,
They do.
a little bit, kind of.
In their own unique way. Yeah, you're
In
right.
their own way.
Okay, so Nathan,
I'm gonna pick Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
sticking to your guns. And by guns, I don't mean Top Guns. Christy, what do you think?
So I chose the opposite of both of these movies. So
That's true. Yeah.
I did. So
Ooh,
I'm
so
trying to
now you
think.
gotta.
Now we're bending your arm and forcing your decision.
I know it's between Cruise and Clooney.
It's actually between the soundtrack and the soundtrack.
You know what I mean. Whatever.
Well, I just got to say that for Mike McWhorter's behalf.
Oh, true. Good point.
All right.
Danger zone.
The danger
Right.
zone or the depression?
Right. Exactly.
Danger Zone or Jesus?
I'm gonna go with Oh Brother as well.
Okay.
Just to me, between those two, what your guys' previous argument counts for this particular comparison. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say Oh Brother.
So you hate Springfield musicians.
Oh,
No, I did not.
So you're saying
So you're saying.
As one of the top supporters around this area, you think I hate them? Come on now.
Well, I mean, I guess your support only goes to a point, right?
oh, Christy, where art thou? Okay. My vote is easily Top Gun. Just way better hits to me.
Oh, so that's against them. So should we just walk out now? I mean,
Right. Let's see where I stopped off at. Kim said that's what I heard, Josh. Kim also says Top Gun. Julia says this is difficult. Oh, brother. For her. Steven says Top Gun. Terry says, oh, brother. Elkie Top Gun. John Top Gun.
Seals it.
Top Gun's gonna win
Yep.
it.
back and forth until then.
Steven, what does Stephanie vote? I know she's driving, and you're voting for both. Ben says, oh, brother.
I think it's one off.
I'm gonna let the votes keep coming in. This
It's
is
5-6. Top
yeah,
Gun
it's
by a
pretty
hair.
close.
Come on, people.
Well,
Look, Top Gun's inverted now.
here, do that again.
It's inverted.
Yep, there you go. Doing some barrel rolls. Can we see a barrel roll?
Real barrel roll. Call back to Nintendo 64.
Yeah, right.
Star Fox.
True. Steven says, "Oh, brother." For Stephanie. Barb says, "Top Gun."
Another,
Man.
another one off.
Woo!
Another coin toss on this one, maybe.
Getting pretty close. Let's see here. What other arguments can I make for Top Gun,
Ooh.
real quick?
Jesse says, "Oh brother."
I mean, you can only
Oh.
say Danger Zone so many times.
Jesse says, "Oh, brother."
The whole
Okay.
movie.
Okay, wait a second. Top Gun. Okay, we're caught up.
Yep.
Tied.
Wow.
We need another vote.
We need
for Top
another
Gun.
vote. I don't want to be in the
We know they're
semifinals
brother.
with coin flips.
Oh,
Oh,
Kim
oh,
says,
oh.
"Oh brother."
Kim Hart says, "Oh, brother."
Oh.
Boom.
We need 2 more for Top Gun.
We need one more for "Oh brother." Seal it.
And I'm gonna call it in 3, 2,
No.
1.
That's Let's give him a couple more minutes.
All right, fair enough.
Ben and Jesse asked the baby which one.
Let's see here.
What? Can't change.
What?
Thank you,
cannot
Ben.
Change.
Thank
No.
you, Ben.
He can change.
No.
We can change, people. It's all right.
I
Hold on. I changed my love to Top Gun. I just had to read that officially.
but I
Okay.
didn't change my vote initially when I was.
Oh yeah, you're gonna let it go because it's with you.
No,
Come
no. I'm saying, I'm saying that I initially was like, oh, all your arguments were like, hey,
Yeah, you.
like,
you
but I
can-
didn't though.
No, you did early on in the show. You did.
No, I thought I. No,
Yep.
no. That's what I was saying. I thought I said I don't want to do
No,
that.
you said you did.
This
You
has
said,
all
"I'm
been a
gonna change
sham.
my vote."
The votes are.
Well, you didn't hear what I said afterwards. Like, I'm
Maybe
sick.
not. Okay. Well,
Yeah, but I
I think it was far ahead though. I don't think it affected.
It was
Which one was it?
actually, Yeah.
Which one was it?
Terry says, I triple my vote for Oh Brother.
I
That
also-
doesn't count. Ben says Jax would like Top Gun up better. Okay, so his
Would.
2-year-old or 1-year-old is voting
Maybe.
for Top
That's
Gun.
not an official vote yet.
No, that doesn't count. Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
but Jesse said Jackson would like Oh Brother, so his vote doesn't count. Yeah, it wasn't gonna count anyway. If he can't type, then he doesn't get an answer. Oh man, so I don't want to do a coin flip. Kim Garmery says I call voter fraud. Yeah, exactly,
We're at 98%
pretty much.
when everyone was
Yep.
looking at the votes.
Tune in at 6:00 in the morning when we figure out who the next advance is
You
going to
know
be.
what? I'm gonna go ahead and change mine.
No, you're not.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no.
God.
Only because.
Wait. Says, can my vote get extra weight because I was on the cover of a bluegrass album? No, but that's really cool. Ben says, can I change my vote again? No, we're calling it. What's the score? Are we tied?
I'm just. If we minus out Ben's, then we're tied because he's going back and forth. I don't think he can be a trust. I
I
don't.
choose.
Hang on. Steven Cobb says, my cat can type and he votes for blah, 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 blah. You can't listen,
That
Steven.
looks like Oh Brother.
Listen,
Road now.
Steven, your
It
cat,
does look a lot like Oh Brother Art now.
Steven, your cat cannot vote for your wife.
Bunch of hogwash.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there with a hog.
Okay, so if we allow Ben to change his vote,
He's changed 8 times. Here we go.
Oh, there's
Scott Garmery, Top Gun.
okay, that seals it for Top Gun by 1.
There you go. And that's a true vote.
Nope.
Deb says if we're voting for Oh Brother, I'm voting on. Oh wait, if we are voting for Oh Brother, I'm voting for Oh Brother. Okay, so yes, Deborah, it's Oh Brother versus Top Gun. John says my action figures vote Top Gun. Yeah, well, there's your landslide. Julia says that would be the same cat that photobombed a
action
couple weeks
Yeah,
ago
we do.
on the British podcast. That's awesome.
8-8.
Terry says that was Cantonese for Oh Brother. So it's 8-8.
8-8.
We're back to a tie.
Coin
We can
toss.
ask one of my
son
other
of a gun.
I
personalities.
think we should just coin toss it.
Coin toss it.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking if we're going to compare it to the other movies that are still on the list, it would be kind of fun to do Top Gun with the other choices to kind of make things more interesting if you look at the other ones that are still on the list.
Jessica didn't.
Oh, Jessica says I'm here. Oh Brother, except
We've
for
already
we
got
did
it.
already get
Yeah,
your
we
vote
already got your
because
Oh, yeah, we did.
yeah, sorry.
I'm just
Nice
trying
try.
Well,
I appreciate you being here.
Jones got to look out for another Jones.
That's right.
Share
There's a
this.
lot of
Get people
Jones
added
going on.
here,
I just
people.
realized that. We got Jessica Jones. We've got Terry Jones. We've got Nathan Jones. We've got Nathan James, apparently.
It's my alter ego.
Right. Yeah.
Rico, get a vote.
Ben says, oh, damn. No. Oh, brother. Jessica says, I want to make sure it was real life. Yes, it's real life. Mike says, they never did a remake of Oh Brother like they did with Top Gun and Days of Thunder. So, Oh Brother.
Ooh, good point there, my friend.
Has Mike
Mike's already voted,
I'm checking on that.
and I think he voted for Top Gun.
No, I think he switched it up.
I don't
He
think
voted for Top Gun
Terry-
on the first
Terry-
on the first round.
Mike has
I
not
think he
voted.
voted on the first round for Top Gun, but not for this round.
Mike hasn't voted.
Correct. Mike hasn't voted. So, Oh Brother for the win. Oh, John says, oh, dang it. Let's be real. Back to the Future is going to the finals. Top Gun and Oh Brother will be gone soon. Fair.
Maybe so.
Ben says the suspense is killing me. Mike says, I changed my mind. Oh, get out of here with that crap. All right, so I'm calling it. Oh, brother, we'll go forward. I hate it, but it's happening. All right, so I just got to let it happen.
We'll
I'm
just
going
make you some waffles in the danger zone for you.
There you go. I've got to figure out. I've got to buy some batteries for my mouse or something. It's being stupid.
Quote unquote, you're a mouse.
Right. I didn't. Was it Back to the Future or Shrek? Back to the Future. It went forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the way,
Mhm.
the initials of Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Spell Obwat.
Oh boy.
What?
Obwat.
Okay, and then I've got to take that one over here.
Just Cantonese for that sucks.
Oh my god. Okay, so I've got this uploading, and we're going to take one final commercial break here in just 1 second, and perhaps if I could get this old computer to listen to me. All right. Yeah, one more commercial break, and we'll be back in just 1 minute.
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at Sunset Productions Springfield at gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Classic Rock Coffee. Our coffee rocks.
All right. We are back. Well, I don't know why I always say we are back. Literally, I'm the only person in the room right now. So, what do you want to talk about? I got nothing. I got no filler material. I got nothing, man. Check out our website. Go to our Patreon. All that kind of fun stuff. I'll just steal everything from other podcasts. See how you like that. And I'll do it better. See how you like that. Okay, so I'm gonna jump over here to the comments because Mike McCorder, you're giving me mixed signals here, bro. I don't know which one you voted for, so I'm gonna scroll up here a little bit, and we can't be having any voter fraud, so I got to make sure that all the votes for Back to the Future, I'm sorry, for whatever the damn thing was that we voted for, Oh Brother versus Top Gun, are all in. And I'm not seeing a Mike McCorder vote until the end, which was right there, where you say, so, Oh Brother. So that's what your vote was. And then he says, changed his mind. Then he said I was going to vote Top Gun. So just for the record, tough. Decision's been made. Always and forever. All right. No, that's not accurate. We're not out of time. We're just out of graphics. So I'm going to fix that. All right. Bring this down here. All right. We're getting our crew back together. I can sense it. Oh, I've got everybody muted. There we go. Hey, we're all back. No, we're back in black. I think. Yeah. Well, kind of.
That's a different coffee here.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a
I got
bold
some
roast.
crazy hair
Joshua, you
going
want to tell
on
them? No, I'm kidding.
A bold roast.
It's a Guatemalan blend that has
Guatemalan
some
blend.
blueberries in it or something. No, I don't know. All right, so we are in the finals here, or quarterfinals or something. I don't know. Brackety
Oh my
bracket. Don't
gosh,
talk
this is
back.
going to be tough, man.
So-
Look
yeah.
at that bracket.
Mhm.
So let's start. Wayne's World versus Saturday Night Fever. By the way, without revealing anything, without saying what it is, what you've got written down is what you thought would win. Is it still in the running or not?
Yes.
Mhm.
Same.
Nope.
Wow. Interesting. All right.
I thought Top Gun.
All right. So Wayne's World versus Saturday Night Fever. Christy, we'll start with you.
Wayne's World, Wayne's World, Wayne's World. Every day, every day.
All right. Joshua.
Wayne's World.
Party on. Excellent. Nathan.
I pick Wayne's World.
And honestly, the argument about different variety, like you mentioned, is going to be for Wayne's World, compared to Saturday Night Fever. So
I get that. Because if you're not into disco, you're not going to dig that album. So I get that. Okay, so you guys are dead wrong. It's Saturday Night Fever. I will go ahead and reveal mine now, since we already know Josh's is Top Gun. Mine was Saturday Night Fever. So,
We'll see.
yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll go to the comments where everybody's voting. All right. Jessica Jones says, "Hey, you guys."
Hi.
Wayne's World for
I
Steven.
didn't know that Goonies was in this.
I know, right? Julia, what? Who? Says Wayne's World. Kim says Saturday Night Fever. Thank you for not letting me hang out here by myself. Ben says Wayne's World. Stephanie, Wayne's World. Kim Hart, Wayne's World. Terry Jones, Wayne's World. Party on Excellent. I still like to dance like John Travolta, though. Okay, gotcha. John says Wayne's World. Deborah says, "Are you kidding? It's Aerosmith, Wayne's World."
It's a
Elkie,
sequel, but yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Elkie says Saturday Night Fever.
Keep dreaming on.
All right. Stephanie says, "Son, we need you to vote like 5 minutes ago." Okay. Mike says, "Oh, this is gonna be great." Okay, this is hard. Wayne's World, all over my wheelhouse when it came to music I love to play and listen to. However, Saturday Night Fever defined a band and a time. Sadly, in 1982, Wayne's World, I was bookending the end of an era in rock. So Saturday Night Fever takes it.
Does he mean 1992? Was it when it came out, right, though?
Yeah, we'll say that. It was probably a typo.
Anyway.
We'll go with that. No, Joshua, I don't even want to ask.
I disagree
Yes,
on the whole end
1992,
of
there
the
you go.
era type of thing. I disagree with that part.
It's all good. All right, so let's see here. Joshua, what is our score, sir?
11-4.
I totally hit the wrong button.
That works.
That's the one I was aiming for. Oh. Yep, there it is. Well, it's all been a sham, folks. We'll see you on the next episode. I'm kidding. All right. So now we've got Back to the Future versus Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That's a good one too.
Josh, we'll let you go first between Back to the Future and Oh Brother.
Back to the Future.
I was waiting for a speech and everything.
I know,
I've
right?
already made my arguments.
Okay. And what do you think, Nathan?
I'm going to take Oh Brother.
Sticking with your guns, huh?
Mhm.
I respect that. Christy.
If we're thinking numbers wise, Oh Brother would be it, but popularity wise, Back to the Future's up there a little bit more, not much, but a tad bit up there. So if we're thinking movie soundtrack based on the movie, not just the sales of the songs, I'm going to go with Back to the Future. In my opinion, of course.
I'm going to agree with you, Christy. I would be more inclined to vote for Oh Brother because they did have other good songs on there, but they played the ever living crap out of Constant Sorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah, Back to the Future. Let's let us go to the comments.
Single person.
Let's see here.
Maybe.
What's that? What'd you say, Nathan?
Oh, I was just gonna say, just to kind of piggyback. I know we already argued to death about Oh Brother, but
Well, we're still alive.
yeah, we're still alive. But
No, we're not staying alive,
no,
but we're
no.
still alive.
But no, when it comes to like association, like I think a lot more about Marty and Doc than I think about the music when I think of Back to the Future, and I think
Exactly.
more about the score with or the soundtrack with Oh Brother.
Yeah.
Like it's inherently tied to the movie, but obviously so is Back to the Future. But that's just my association, right?
That's fair. Yeah,
So-
no, I would actually agree with that. It's a good point. Ben says Mike made me change my vote with that intriguing debate. Saturday Night Freaking Fever. There you go.
Where were you like 10 minutes ago to help him out there?
Still wouldn't
Jeez.
help.
Yeah, it wouldn't have. Elky's crying because Saturday Night Fever lost. I'm assuming. Jessica Jones says, "Hi, Joshua Poo."
Hi, Jessica Jones.
Mike says, "You can disagree. The death of 80s rock and culture speaks for itself, even if I didn't like it." Jessica says, "I win." All right. Ben says, "Back to the Future." Kim Hart says, "Back to the Future." Steven says, "Back to the Future." Same for Elke and same for Kim Garmery. Stephanie Norton says, "Oh, brother, where art thou?" Michael Norton, there we go. Back to the Future, hands down. Thanks for joining us finally, Michael. Let's see here. My throat's going to kill me. Also, difficult choice. I'm fighting for Oh Brother to win. Going down with the ship. Oh, death. John Reese says, "Back to the Future." Terry says, "I refuse to vote." Totally fair. Mike says, "Debating is fun." That's exactly it. You're right on the money there. Ben says, "What was Doc's last name?"
Doc
His name was
Brown.
Emmett Brown.
There you go. Deborah Klein says, "Oh, brother, where art thou?" They played the ever-loving crap out of that Huey Lewis then too. I was alive when this movie came out. You were probably alive when both of them came out, if I had to guess. Just a guess. Doc Brown, there you go. Ben says, "Thank you." All right. Where are we at so far on votes, Joshua?
10-4.
Oh, I don't think
Tie
we're
with
going to
the ship,
catch up.
too.
So, Oh Brother wins? Or
No.
Back to the
No,
Future?
Back
Back to the Future.
Cool. I mean, oh, okay.
That's right. Just okay.
Right. Let me get this updated here.
Going to be Wayne's World versus Back to the Future.
Ooh.
It is. That is exactly it. You live over there, Christy?
Yep.
All right. Just
Drinking water and
no.
jumping in the water.
I don't need you having a heart attack or a stroke or anything. I mean, that's I don't want that to be a thing on the show. All right. So yes, Back to the Future versus Wayne's World.
Mm.
Holy guacamole!
Is this the final?
This is it, man.
Is this for the whole
It's the
enchilada?
final bracket.
I didn't realize Rockies should have been on the list too.
There weren't
Scored.
real. I mean, that's scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you're
Gotta go
that's a good
scores.
point too.
Mhm.
Mm.
Minus Eye of the Tiger.
Jaws,
But yeah.
Star
it is.
Yeah,
Wars,
that is
right.
good point.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and so while we're talking about that, we'll obviously do a different episode for musicals,
Right.
or / Broadway / whatever
Yes,
you want to call
Lisa
it.
Bencourt definitely involved in that one. For
Yeah,
sure.
where's Spinal Tap, right?
Right,
Oh,
right.
gosh.
But here's the thing: like those are all original songs written for that, as opposed to like these are mostly comprised of mainstream songs that were used on the albums.
Stonehenge. That's all I have to say.
So, fair.
Right.
Fair.
And what do they know? The people of Stonehenge? And what would they say to us if we were here tonight?
Write this one down for us. Terry says, "I'm in a bad sale area, so I'll vote Wayne's World while I can."
All right.
Yes, Josie is a musical. All right, so before I get going on the comments here, because I could go to town on those.
Right.
Christy, for your final vote, are you going Wayne's World or Back to the Future?
Thinking. I'm gonna have to go with my gut and go with Wayne's World just because we go back to the whole Queen thing. Bohemian Rhapsody went back in the top charts because of that movie.
Mhm.
I just like the personal connection Wayne's World has with Queen and everything like that, and plus all the hard work that the cast and crew did in that movie. I'll go back to Tia Carrera. I saying her name wrong probably, but
Sandra.
Cassandra. Cassandra. But anyways, just you gotta count those kind of into the movie of all the work behind the scenes to make sure the music is good in it. So I'm gonna say Wayne's World.
Okay. Joshua.
Well, Back to the Future. I love the soundtrack, but again, Wayne's World, the music is much more of a character in that. So
your vote is
Wayne's World.
okay. And Nathan.
That's my
Never
go.
gets tired.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And yeah, Wayne's World never gets tired for me.
Right.
Like we were saying, like I think the movie, like it's its own character and it has its own things going on with it. So yeah, to me, it's like there's everything. I'm just echoing what everyone's saying, but yeah, Wayne's World is the thing that I think about. So
Yep. And kind of like you said earlier too, Nathan, like in comparing the two, it's way easier to correlate Bohemian Rhapsody with Wayne's World than it is to compare a Huey Lewis and the News song to Back in the Future for me.
right.
So
Yeah, and then like I was saying, like I think of Doc Brown and I think of Marty and I think a lot of their scenes, and yeah, there's a lot of music connected to it, but like it hits you in the face.
I
with
almost think
Bohemian
more
Rhapsody.
sound effects and stuff
Sure.
associated with it than
Yeah.
actual songs.
That and sometimes you'll either get the song or the name of the person, never the song and artist. In that when it comes to the music in the movies, like Bohemian Rhapsody, we know that's Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody in Wayne's World. But like in Back to the Future, not everyone's gonna know either the Power of Love or the artist. So you gotta think of that as well, as most people are gonna
Basically, what you're
recognize-
saying is Queen was kind of a bigger band, so it's more
Correct,
well known,
but also
right?
the other songs too that were in there. Just you're gonna associate the artist and song with
Right.
in that movie.
Also, the sequence just punches you in the face with Wayne's World, like right at the very beginning
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah, true. All right, let's go to the comments.
You can give us
I've
your
got to
answer, Jared.
find where we stopped. Okay, so what's that?
You didn't give us your answer yet.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Okay, Stephanie says Wayne's World. Brian, sorry. Ben Russell says poop.
I don't think that's.
Hey, I told you, don't take the phone in there and tell me your stuff, man. Okay, so Deborah says, where is Spinal Tap? Well,
that's
it's
a different. Yeah.
it's a whole different.
We'll talk about it at 11.
That's right. Wayne's World. Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia. Beelzebub has a devil for the son for me.
For me?
We'll have to do that as we go off air.
Yes.
After our replay of the Life Project.
All right.
Wayne's World for Jessica Jones. Stephanie said, "Oh, geez, I'm sorry, Stephen. Especially Rocky 4. If you guys only could see where my comments jump around to. I'm in a bad cell. Oh, yep, we got your vote. John Ree says Josie is a musical. Yep. Stephen says Wayne's World. Stephen Thomas Cobb says I vote for Rushmore.
Wes Anderson.
Good movie.
Ben says Wayne's World because of Queen. Barb says Back to the Future. John says Back to the Future. Kim Garmery says Back to the Future. Elkie says Back to the Future. Deborah Klein, it's the Ballroom Blitz, Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
Ben says Amen. And Michael says unpopular opinion, Back to the Future soundtrack is better than Wayne's World. Well, that's what we're determining. You're right.
It is unpopular.
There you go. Scott Garmery says Back to the Future, and Stephanie says I should smack you. Ben says I wonder who made more money, Huey Lewis or Queen, off of the soundtracks. I would say by far Queen,
Queen.
because their price was probably much higher for licensing.
Yeah. They got back in the charts.
Correct.
That
Barb says I'm changing my vote to Wayne's World.
Oh,
Facepalm.
we're doing that changing.
Well, we haven't called it yet, so we're still in the green. Deb says I thought Josie was on vacation far away.
Come around. We'll talk it over.
There you go. So many things I want to say. Is that right? Is that next?
Yep.
You know, I like my girl's just a little bit older.
Mhm.
Yeah, still got it. All right. Okay. So far, keep coming in with votes if you haven't voted yet. But where are we at right now?
7-4.
Ooh.
Back to the Future. You got some work to do.
Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Actually, was better than Back to the Future 2.
You know about the scene at the end?
Which one? The kid? Yep.
Yeah.
Pointing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy kid.
Very much like Teen Wolf and the
Yep.
yeah.
Oh gosh. We're gonna have to do like a whole Michael J. Fox. See.
Okay. I'm not seeing a whole lot more action. Wait a minute. I got this one.
Yeah.
Summer already.
Right. All right. Well, I believe that's all, folks.
Yeah, looks like well,
I don't even
you
have
getting
to
that ready?
run.
All righty.
All right. It's been determined, y'all. Our mission has been accomplished. The winner for today. Oh, somewhere. One of these.
Do you need me to go to full video?
No, well,
Open full
somewhere
video.
I don't know which one of these. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
What? Oh my god!
Oh goodness.
Red alert!
Here we go. Here we go.
There's a dolphin in the studio.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mel Brooks sound effect.
Here we go. Here we go.
Wild Cinnamon Fox.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party on.
Excellent.
Good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. This was fun. Let me go back over here to the comments before we get our sign-off stuff going on. Where do we go?
Do you want to see our cards?
My favorite Michael J. Fox movie is The Frighteners. Yep, we talked about that earlier. It's a
Agreed.
great movie, very underrated. Mike McWhorter says Queen in 1992 was far from the height of popularity in America since the mid 80s. Wayne's World did them wonders. Yes, exactly so. And Ben Russell said, "Whoa!" Okay, now then, yes, Nathan, let's go ahead and see what your pick was to win all these brackets.
Oh goodness!
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. All right. Yeah. What about you, Christy?
Wayne's World.
Wow, looky there, man! From the very get-go, you guys called it. Good
yeah.
stuff. Good job, guys. And what you had picked Top Gun?
I had picked Top Gun, and I was
He
pissed
was,
off.
he
I
was
tore it
not
when-
having it. He's
I
got
was
half
not
a
having
top
it. I
and
thought
half a
there'd be
gun.
More Springfield love.
Oh,
Y'all just haters.
All right. Jessica Jones says, once again, I win. Hey, we're all winners, are we not? We're all winners.
Anytime you watch this podcast, you're a winner.
That's right.
Collusion.
Anytime you watch any other podcast, you're a wiener. And those are my final thoughts. No, well, maybe they are. All right. Yes, indeed. We are out of time. Ben Russell says, I still think Dirty Dancing should have won.
Aw.
And Stephanie says, I thought Top Gun should have won. Well, there you go. I think that we should do this again sometime, is what I think.
Agreed.
So real quick, I want to say once again, thank you very much, Christy Pressler, for being here, and Nathan Jones. Thank you both for your time and for all of your fun input today. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we got two like actual movie buffs, people that are actually passionate about movies and stuff to help us out on this. So thank you both very much.
So much fun.
Yeah,
Thank you
Um,
so much.
Christy, where can people find you or see you out and about next? And remind them of your new venture in case they missed your big announcement.
Yeah, so first and foremost, you'll catch me helping out AMP Entertainment with some showing off some promoting and just sharing fun stuff and everything. And you'll see me around supporting local artists as much as I can. I'm on Facebook and Instagrams if you need help finding out what shows are coming up. Definitely, you can always reach out to me as well. And yeah. I do some funny stand-up sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make people laugh.
And that's
sometimes,
I'm glad you mentioned that because I meant to bring that up and I totally dropped the ball. So you have been doing some stand-up and stuff and some open mics and that kind of thing.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so honored to be able to be there for your first one. I thought you did a great job. Is that something that you're going to continue to do? Is like how often do you see yourself getting on stage and doing some stand-up?
Honestly, really just depends. Right now, it's just like a once a week type of thing. I've only done 3 sessions so far.
But once a week is pretty
Yeah,
often.
just kind of go out in there. Definitely getting used to the atmosphere because
Mhm.
it is a different,
Very.
dynamic for
Yep.
sure. And it's not easy. Most people think they could just talk like this and be funny. It's not
Right.
the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta realize people are gonna think you're funny, but they're not gonna express it.
Right.
It's just like watching a movie, for example.
Exactly.
So but I'm just getting my feet wet in that and As long
Yeah.
as people keep asking, I'm going to keep doing it.
I think
So,
you should. I think you absolutely should. I'm all for people following their dreams, and for people finding new dreams and new hobbies and new
yeah,
things
for
to fall in
sure.
love with.
And
So
then
I'm all
if
for
anyone
that.
wants to suggest what kind of open mics to go to or any places do you want me to try out, feel free to holler at me.
There you go.
I'll do at least one place at least once, try it out, go
Yeah.
out and
Very good. Very good. And Nathan, for you, like you said, search on YouTube for Nathan Jones.
Mhm.
Not Nathan Jones.
Yeah,
There you
I
go. That was a
saying,
little
you can
better.
see me in the new Mortal Kombat film.
Yes,
Yeah.
and well, I won't say any more than that. I've seen it already, so I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, good stuff. Let's go ahead and see what we've got next here, Josh. Be sure to check out our website at www.audioroast.com, where you can find merch, playlists, and past episodes, as well as links to our sponsors and YouTube channel. All right. Final thoughts. My final thoughts are, I don't know, go watch a good movie, man. It's not all about music. It's all about everything that brings us to music, and it's all entertainment. It's all subjective. This is not the final answer. It might be my final thoughts, but it's not the final answer that Wayne's World is the best soundtrack. It's only 16, and there's hundreds. So, with that being said, before we sign off, we got a little Bohemian Rhapsody we've got to do. So, oops, I hit the wrong one. There we go. Josh, you want to kick it off somewhere? All right. Nathan, you want to kick it off somewhere?
No. I don't wanna
Christy?
start it.
well,
Bohemian Rhapsody, hit us.
I'm trying to think which. Why don't you're hosting? Why don't you do it?
All right, that's all the time we got.
We can do headbanging though. I didn't know if you
There
wanted
you
to
go.
do
Yeah,
it.
we'll headbang. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, wait. Do
We
that
gotta have
again.
some music.
We got a headbang. Are you ready? 1, 2,
2,
3. That's for you, Josh. On that note, we're out.
I didn't know if we were adding the songs or not.
Enough of that noise. All right, we decided to do it anyway.
Mhm.
Faking you out. All right, kick us off, Christy.
Thunderbolts of lightning.
Very, very frightening me.
Galileo. For me. Oh,
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family,
Sparing his life from his monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go?
This will not go.
We're not gonna let you go. Let me go. We're not let you go.
Let me go.
We're gonna let you go.
Let him go.
Let me go!
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
Mamma mia,
Let him go.
Beelzebub has a devil for a son for me, for me, for me. Oh, we're having too much fun.
Thank you. Good night.
Well, I want to replay real quick before we head out. If I can get this ever-loving frickin' computer to work. Here we go. I want to replay this because I didn't know how the sound was on the first go round, so we're going to try it one more time. Here is Cassandra Carson with
Josh.
Rand from Stone Sour and their new project, The Life Project, and this is their new song, so check it out.
unnecessary evil begging in your eyes. Slowly, you're drifting away. In time, you'll learn to be afraid. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel a thing at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head above it all. Come on, come on. Succumb to gravity. What's left then to fall? It's such a tragedy to miss out on it all. 'Cause I can feel you needing to satisfy all those other voices saying to run and hide. But I don't think you'll find a feeling that goes to show. Cut it any way you want, you're giving me control. Slowly, you're drifting away. In time, you'll learn to be afraid. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel a thing at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head above it all. Come on, come on. The haziness. I don't wanna think anymore. But the nothingness never was a friend to anyone. Come on, come on. I'm sure I'm walking away, and we both know that you won't be okay. Welcome to the nothingness. You never have to feel a thing at all. Such an emptiness. Gotta keep my head